Hello, YouTube. There's a big old glare coming through Durin. Anyways, today we need to top 0.1% Salunavir. Congrats, you're top of the 0.1%. Sorry. Today we need to get my YouTube channel on screen. We need to test. So I don't. Me saying this before I actually. Surely this is not a 7-hour stream. I don't think the stream will be very long because the only reason I'm streaming at all is because my friend who I normally do things with on Saturdays said he was at a PROV party. So, by the way, Mies just messaged me. I looked through your video enough to see that we basically tested none of the same teams. I will watch more later, but it works out well. Yeah. So... Yep, which is good. Me and Mies did not coordinate. We coordinated the title, right? And the release timing, but we didn't coordinate any like the content of what we were gonna yap about anything. The intent was to have it be 2 different videos, but from the same like baseline perspective, but also kind of different baseline perspective, because you know, one of us had Moika and then one of us skipped Moika, so. Anyways, let me get my chat on screen properly. Wait, where's my... Oh, there it is. There we go. Sorry, YouTube chat. I couldn't remember where I put you. The comment section of the video is good, so good. I have to go through and respond to a lot more, but you know, I would have thought there'd be... On the initial glance there, I would have thought there'd be more people going like, you know... What do you mean Moika replaced? Moika's so good. Moika OP. Just play Moika or something. But maybe I finally scared them all away. No, that's a joke. I don't want to scare away those kinds of players per se, but it also wouldn't be surprising if I did. I've seen a lot of the comments. Okay, I mean, there was a lot of comments in the video. There's like 200 comments in the video. When I looked at the total comments, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh no. But wait, what's the like ratio? That's actually the true tell. Is it like 95%? Oh, it is 95%. See, man, bruh. I don't understand why people don't know how to fucking take a joke. I literally started the video like how is it not understandable that putting Moika in the recycle bin is a joke? It's true for me, but like, bruh, my god, I love it. All right, I love it. Okay, I managed to rage bait a Discord server with your video title, and they mauled it. I didn't understand what you said that you had to melt vape with Mom's Q, and I was talking specifically from like a melt context, like a Risley Yonu melt context, as a mere example, right? Like because then like I was trying to summarize with one specific example my overall discontent of Moika's kit without making the Durin video be me yapping about the like gradual like 8 months of me progressively disliking Moika more and more over time for what I relative to what I was originally hoping she would be like and relative to what I originally pulled her for, right? And then I specifically was like, yes, I know she's a main DPS and that's fine, that's what she was intended to be, but for me what I wanted was not her, what she was. That's all the point was. That's really all the fucking point was. And the fact that you don't do it in the Mualani team is because Mualani is a newer power creep DPS. Mualani is strong enough that you do not need to do stupid setups like melting Moika's burst being optimal, right? Because Mualani does a shit ton of damage, right? But there are mini teams where optimizing some amount of like Moika field time or getting a reaction on Moika's Q when you're using her as a support, you do that. And that's very unsatisfying. And it's just the simple example that I chose to give to represent my overall dislike of Moika as a support, to explain like, you know, to viewers that don't understand why I just used E-bot Moika to be a bit like a baseline protest of her. And anyways, blah blah blah. Ads in live stream suck so bad. My apologies. I do wish to make a tiny bit of money for them, but as always, I'm fine with turning them off usually. If people donate, but I need to set up like voiceover things. So people have like more like stream elements, whatever. So people have more reason to actually do whatever donation, because I don't want people to feel like they have to pay money or anything directly, but if I did get more regular donations, I would feel comfortable turning off ads. But anyways, so I didn't mean it as an offense. No, I don't think you did. I was just commenting on it. So anyways, why don't you make a video comparing teams where you used Moika before and now Durin? No, sorry, because I don't think it's fun. Like I mentioned in the video, the comparison is the Thief of Joy, and the point of the title is because that is what Durin is to me, largely. And it was to coordinate with me, so that was funny. Right, the point of that title was not because I wanted to do a 1 hour deep dive of specifically comparing support Moika to support Durin. Durin just wins out most of the time. I don't think that's interesting. I don't think that's fun. That's a spreadsheet thing that you can know if you go and watch Zajev's content. Durin is not better in literally every context from like a supportive utility context. Like Mualani, funnily enough, is actually, by the way, the person that mentioned Mualani, I don't vaporize on Moika's Q on Mualani. Well, you want to know why Moika is best in slot for the new best Mualani team? Well, I think it's the best Mualani team, assuming all C0 5-stars, and having C4 Mona. But you know, is anyways buffed Mona plus Sucrose, Hexarai Resonance, and then Moika, and Pyro Traveler is theoretically better on Saxor than Moika for like rotation time, except if you're actually getting a big vaporize on Moika, which you normally do in setups in that team, like for the ideal rotation setup, and you kind of need to do that, otherwise it doesn't work properly anyways. You get a big vaporize on Moika, and the reason that Moika is best in slot there is because of her vaporizing on the Q. So even for Mualani, there is team context, but not all Mualani teams necessarily need Moika to vaporize on the setup kind of thing. So anyways, drink water will do. But there was a character redeem. I'm gonna look at a Durin real quick. So I turn character reviews back on. Sir, okay, of course, Cat decided to use the litter box, and then Didi Deshret, he is an orange cat, that's for sure. He loves to make a lot of noise in the litter box for like 5 minutes straight, scratching at the side of the litter box, because he beat like that. So, well, so Luna and Mies didn't mention a Durin snapshots. He doesn't. We could have mentioned it, I suppose, but I didn't put the freaking YouTube channel on the screen yet because I've been yapping. Oops. This is not progressing to being a productive short stream. I need to test Durin with Dia. So I literally found after I finished editing the video, while I was waiting for it to render, I tested a Dia Durin team, and I was like, oh shit, this is really good. So, and it's this one. And the reason, by the way, the reason I tried it is because I was like, okay, I'm trying to find more things where I want to do dark mode, DPS mode, whatever on Durin, and use him off field, like not on field dark mode. That's the main problem I think I have with dark mode Durin right now. Is generally speaking, it seems to be it's better just to like play C6 Bennett and then AFK most of the time. Like it barely even matters to do any charge attacks and normal attacks. I'm cleaning your cat's litter box. Nice. Good to do it a couple times a day. So Ride and Durin work together. Yeah. You can do Raiden. Durin should just like, I mean, for like the Raiden national format, Durin should just be better than Changling. 2, if you want to do Overload, she's there. I linked in the description of the video, by the way. I didn't intend this. I realized literally after I finished recording, like 10 minutes after I finished recording, I was like, wait, shit. I didn't talk about the official Chevrolet Durin Corp. But I was like, oh my god. I was already at like 3 hours of recording. I'm not kidding. I was already at like 3 hours of recording, playing around with different things with Durin for that video. And I was like, well, I have to have this yap. And then in editing, I was just like, you know what? This is 4 minutes that doesn't need to be in the video when the overall point is Durin is just super versatile and strong in a lot of different contexts. Mona now feels so good. I wouldn't say she feels so good. She still has clunkiness, I think, but she does feel like an actual functional character. And as far as the, I think as far as the goal of being what to describe her as? I guess I think the intended role for her is being a on-field unit that buffs the off-field damage dealers. I think that's the main intention with her kit, right? But the way she works can also be used to buff on-fielder damage a little bit in some form, right? And I think figuring out the balance for like allowing her a little bit of field time is really enjoyable now, right? Yeah, C6 Mona has a smartwatch. I think that's indicating her damage bonus. Forgot he's an upgrade to my boy Linny. Ah, frick, you're right. I definitely should have mentioned Linny. So, anyways. Bap. I haven't properly tested anything with DPS Mona yet, by the way, but I do want to. The overall feeling though with this team is that like I was trying to find like, okay, what options do I actually have for buffing Durin if I don't just leave Durin on field with like a C6 Bennett, right? Because C6 Bennett didn't feel quite satisfying to play to me. It wasn't bad. It was really good, and I'd say a very strong team. But I don't personally feel there was that much value gain from on-fielding Durin, other than just, wow, Durin has the attack buff. And then it's just a problem then from there of like, okay, well, what alternatives is there? And there's not really any other, there's not much for team-wide attack buffing in this game, right? Like, there just isn't. So, like, okay, what about Red Shredders? Well, like, you can put Shallonen in, and Shallonen makes it work fine, but then it, again, makes the gameplay dynamic it's just not super interesting. It's just on-fielding Mona. But Mona Shallonen does have the advantage of, I think you can DPS Mona, because you can just use Shallonen as the healer instead. And then I was like, wait a minute. If I'm struggling to find a buffer that makes sense, why not put in another damage dealer? And that naturally led to Dia, because Dia is, you know, as someone who is not entirely attack scaling, isn't super reliant on having a bunch of attack buffers. There is some attack buffing going on in Frina, Tenacity, and then Noblesse. Like, she likes attack, but she doesn't need it, right? And she really appreciates damage bonus over all else for amplifying her damage, and yup. And then Hydro make Vaporize go. The only problem this team has is there is usually instances in Dia's burst where Pyro takes over Hydro for a second, and that might be causing missed Durin vaporizes. Or missed Dia vaporizes. I'm not quite sure. I haven't analyzed it that closely, but at least at my investment level, it performs quite well. So, anyways, I'll show it, and we'll test some things with it. And then I gotta mess around with Candace. That was the other character that I think I neglected to test. But I gotta. We'll do some, you know, team. We'll go over some team ideas. So, anyways, sorry from you for making you wait for this, but I don't want to get lost in character reviews too much. But they did request a redeem for Dragon Boy, and that is wait. Is that accidental, or is this just like, well, I chose to put him on Noblesse? I think if you're putting an HP timepiece, are you you're AR 60? I don't know if this is accidental, Miyu, or if this is just, it's the best you got in Noblesse. Okay, well, you should probably do two-piece. Like, this piece and then this piece obviously are not good enough. Like, this is a case of I don't think you should force the and this piece can actually be an onset two-piece attack thing. Like, I think Noblesse makes sense to use if you have a good Noblesse build, right? Like, I have a good Noblesse build. What is he on right now? Is he on the attack goblet? He is. That's fine. Right. I have a good Noblesse build, so it makes sense to use Noblesse. If you don't have a good Noblesse build, you should just do 2-piece. So, yep. 55k burst hits and chlorine with Durin overload. I'm ecstatic. Nice. So yeah, that's why like I had the section in the video where I yapped about which character should you strongly consider him for, and like I definitely didn't like finish that section. I was just whatever popped in my head in the moment, and I did read a comment, by the way, that suggested I should do a sound effect, which I had thoughts of doing that in the past, but I just always forgot to do that in practice. So yeah, hopefully I'll remember to do a sound effect with little text pop-ups. But I had a text pop-up, in case you missed it, that was like, you know, this could be a whole video of its own that basically is just me saying, yes, Durin is a strong consideration for this character, or Durin is a stronger consideration of this character. So, and yeah, I forgot to mention Linny. Oh well. Hopefully any Linny main understands at this point the relevancy of Durin for Linny. So anyways, wish I had a dedicated buffing set rather than the DPS that's coming out. Yeah, I would have liked a buffing set too, but at the same time, the new set on Durin is probably what I will use on Durin, just because there's a bunch of contexts where like I have ended up putting him in a team where Noblesse, like Bennett, for example, or in this team, I could like get away. I don't have to do Song of Days Past, right? I do have Song of Days Past on her, but I could very much do Noblesse Mona instead of Song of Days Past Mona and be perfectly fine. Like the survivability of just Proto Ember alone plus Dia's defensive utility is more than enough, and yeah, right, you get the point. So like in this team, and I think in most team contexts, I think Durin makes more sense on a damage-oriented build. It's just there isn't really a good 4-piece set that's good enough to justify putting a ton of resources into. In Stygian Onslaught, I do think emblem builds are going to shine a little bit more, but it's going to depend on the situation, and it's also not that big a deal because, well, there's no enemy nearby, but it's also not that big a deal because even with a low energy build, in the worst case, it should take about 10 seconds for Durin to get its burst up. But and how much that's going to be a problem, it's going to depend on your exact team you're using in Stygian. So, yep. Anyways, so yeah, let's see. What do we want to do? Oh wait, did I finish? Oh yeah, I did finish the plans. So yeah, my suggestion to you, Mew, is to use a 2-piece build. Don't get too focused on Noblesse. I mean, it's possible that Noblesse, maybe you're pairing him with a non-fielder that is so good that Noblesse is worth sacrificing a ton of damage on him for, but generally speaking, it's not. So, which ER are you using? In this team, probably more than I need to. In fact, this is the build I was testing with last night, but we should go to a Pyro Goblet and test with 124 ER. So 91 crit rate, 210 crit damage, 124 ER. And yep. Any crit stats, weapon, even archive penalty, do not have an impactful chlorine signatures. Need her weapon. Wait, what? What are we talking about? During DPS, second best power DPS in the game, but still, yeah. It's kind of weird. So I don't know. Let's do a quick Abyss run so I can show what I'm talking about with the Dia team. If anyone has any other suggestions for what to do with Dia and Durin together, like this is why I didn't like. I thought of like I briefly was like, okay, I do be a bit of a Dia main. Should I try to make Dia and Durin work together? And I didn't have any good ideas when I planned out the video. And like I only had this idea when I was like thinking about the Farina Mona Durin core and thinking about just doing off-field DPS Durin, because I think that's more interesting as a build around focus for the team rather than on-fielding Durin personally. Being that so much of Durin's damage is happening off-field anyways. And was your yap that you cut out about wheelchairs? It wasn't. It was not a structured yap. It was not like the Shevers thing that I linked in the comments in the description of the video was something that I think was a good yap, and that's why like I wanted to include it as like an unlisted video, even though I ended up cutting out of the final video just for time's sake and the fact that I didn't feel like it was necessary to yap for 4 minutes about something that was like, for most people are going to understand, I think, if they know anything about Durin's kit and Fischl's and the Hexarai buff, is going to be really strong. And I thought it was sufficient enough on its own just to show that like Durin Fischl combo pushed a C2 R1 Shalon out of a team. And that's why I ended up cutting it out. But the wheelchair rant was like, I'm not kidding, it was initially like 7 minutes of like after the initial little segment where I mentioned it, it was like 7 minutes of yapping. And then after that, it was like disjointed yapping for another 10 minutes. It was a straight ass like 20-minute rant. And like just no. There's no way for me to cut that down in a way that made it like a coherent argument in a way that was productive in the flow of the whole video. Like it was just no. So yeah, Dia. Oh yeah, we could do Dia, Durin, Emily stuff. That'd be kind of fun to try. I'm down. Anyways, so I think Dia. I'm not sure if Dia is better on a EM timepiece or not here yet. I know I did a run. I did one of my runs with it. So, well, first of all, you probably do ER timepiece if you have a non-Z4 Dia, most likely. But we'll use EM timepiece. We'll see how many vaporizes Dia gets. I know I did a testing last night with a attack timepiece, but we'll see. So, second half Lanyan DPS. I mean, no, we're just trivializing the first side because Bloom baloney. Don't be shy. Share it with the stream. The Chevrolet. Yeah. I mean, sure. 1 second. Here you go. If you want to watch the unlisted video, it's not that interesting. It's literally just me saying like how I think the Durin Chevrolet official team core. It's what I've said in live streams before, where I think the Durin official Chevrolet team core removes some of the fun of Chevrolet's team building and gameplay. But a lot of players ultimately are going to value it, and so it's ultimately like a good thing that it exists, even if I think it makes things more boring. Like, it's boring, and that's fine. And I mentioned like, don't expect to see me playing it that often, outside of if I just want a brain off team to play with Shivers. So, anyways, Durin Shivers Special Core has the same damage whether you put Arlecchino or Bennett in the last slot. Yeah. Well, I haven't even noticed that, but that doesn't surprise me. So I don't know what the exact setup is. It should be here. I like doing this so far. Whoops. Well, I guess it's worth showing that. Actually, wait. Sorry, we're gonna redo. It is one thing I don't know. I don't actually know with the C6 Dia, at least. I don't actually know if it's better to do dark mode Durin here. Like, the lower investment Dia is, the more likely it is that light mode, or sorry, that dark mode Durin is better, right? I think there's a chance with my investment into Dia that light mode Durin for the Pyro Resh Red is overall better. But I think the faster Pyro application in conjunction with Dia's application might cause more missed vaporizes to make it overall net negative. And I think the dynamic is more fun with damage mode Durin, from the little bit of testing I've done so far. But we can maybe continue testing that. I really need to merge the chats together, by the way, because like the YouTube chat looks so bad when it's overlaid on top of the other text. Oh well. Like you can barely read it unless unless something else is up. Oh well. Ah, crap, frick. Oops. Oh, there we go. Good. You move the goat. Soon I will get things properly configured to merge the... Well, not... Well, okay. If I merge the chats. Nobody tell Twitch, because I'm pretty sure it's against Twitch TOS. But it looks really bad if I don't. So, you know. Yeah, I know, Horbico. I can merge the chats, but it's against Twitch TOS to merge the chats. Why does your Nefer do so much damage? I don't know. Well, it's a C2 Nilu, mind you, which I didn't wail for. It just happened because of the free consolation thing. Anyways, and Kave. Having C2 Nilu because of the free consolation thing, and then Kave, and then that culminating into buffing Nefer is so funny. Yeah, I should have missed her well. You try Razor out? No. Start the Durin quest? I should indeed. Yes. Does anyone know how long is the sections of the Durin quest? Anyways, so should I do anything different here? I think no. I think I still do Farina. I think I wait to do Farina Q because I do think there's issues if you start too early with Farina Q, you end up losing some uptime. So I think the ideal is like Farina E into Dia to get the interruption resistance going. Make it not as bad to do the setup. Half an hour each. Okay. And then we Mona. Yeah. Then we Mona, and then we Dia. Yeah. Okay. So just make sure we dark mode Durin this time. Yep. Oh, I ran around. Yep. Wow. All right. Dark mode. Okay. Wait. No. Frick. Okay. I should not have done that because it doesn't apply to the one Mona problem is she doesn't apply to new enemy spawning. It's just a buff that applies. But okay, we're getting 70k. So I have gotten 100k hits on her burst in this scene. Right. Nope, I could have done this faster. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, let me eat Q, please. God damn it. Anyway, that's 137k. Okay, you saw the brief bit of Pyro application there? Oh, God damn it. There you go. Dia grooving very comfortable. Alright, yeah, we can add that. Dude, what? Dude, what? Oh, the time gated quest? Yeah, it's weird. I don't know when I don't know what the reasoning is for them doing it. We can only guess. Why is it not loading? It's a complicated Dia emote apparently. Sure. How charged does a bow charge attack have to be to activate DPC? So if you release it, it has to be at least like, it depends on the character, but it has to be like a full charge attack. I think if you release early, it counts as a normal attack. I think. Could be wrong. I had to double check. DPC is Desert Pavilion artifact set. Burst damage bonus again. Did I? I did not. Whoops, whatever. I don't know why I did that. Ow. Yeah, Nefer right now is on Dawn Cross, whatever the R1 of the Gacha 4-star weapon for Nefer, which is it's basically exactly the same as R5 of Defactable. And Lanyan has her sig right now, as makes sense, of course. But the bloom damage buffs happening here, please. The bloom damage buffs happening here, as well as the C2 Nilu, obviously uplift things a bit. Strong as Durin C1. I think stronger than a lot of people are letting on, but it depends on the team context you're using him in. I cut out a bit in the video going more in depth on his cons, because I just didn't think it was necessary to yap about cons, and I don't want to that much. But his C1 I think is a very fun constellation, and it has higher value. The lower baseline scaling of units you're using it with, the higher value it has. I think the fact that Durin Mona combo exists, with being an extra form of damage bonus, and how much damage bonus and crit you have is the main way to scale up the value of flat buffs. And then Durin also has the ability to like do weird things like a full attack percent focus build with his C1, and with the new artifacts that are coming out that gives him crit and 47% attack. Like I think Durin C1 is being undervalued by some people because of spreadsheet impact problems, where spreadsheet impact overemphasizes the Omega strongest teams with units that already have really high baseline multipliers, and the relative value add from a flat buff is always lower with those kinds of with meta DPSing. Right, the higher baseline multipliers you have, like you have a 20-25 power creep DPS on fielder, the lower relative value Durin C1 provides. C1 is still better than R1 though. Just have to hit it with a non-aim charge shot. Okay, good to know. So, yep. Anyways, wait, why did I do that first? Whatever, it's probably fine. Oh, what? I didn't. Oh, it was a little scary. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're getting 180k from Durin. 93k Dia. 130k Dia. Okay, we're applying Pyro here. Oh well. Not that big a deal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that, and I'm just gonna die with that. Goodbye. Like, this team is very strong, and I think on my account, this might be, I don't know, we can go over together, because originally the reason, again, that I chose to use D here, like, it was a happenstance of, I was trying to think of, I was like, I liked this Mona Farina Durin core, at least with me having C2 Farina, right? So I can do Proto Amber things, right? And I was trying to figure out what the best last slot is. And I think for most people, you know, probably Shilonen, but then you just like, you kind of just on-field Mona, and that's it, and that's fine. It feels good to play. So, C1's still better than Sig if you already have a Fate point? I mean, it depends on team context. And how much you care about drip and what your existing weapon option available for him is, right? For me, it wouldn't be, because I have Jade Cutter, right? Which is a really, really good weapon option for him. And if you're not doing double Hexarai, it's like, it's not even really meaningfully worse. It may as well be the same for his own damage. So, yeah, I don't know. It depends. Anyways, Meese got Durin weapon. Yeah, Meese is turning into a filthy weapon banner puller. I'm a recovering addict, and Meese is becoming an addict, I feel like. To be clear, again, the aspect of like weapon banner pulls, I think, is the relationship of once you wish a certain amount on the weapon banner, a lot of weapons in general just become lower value, and it feels less valuable to pull for weapons. So, I'm a sucker for a support weapon. Yeah, it's just not universal, and then I kind of hate it for that. And it also doesn't help his energy needs, so I kind of hate it for that. And it might be like, why do you need a weapon that helps with Durin's energy needs? He refunds energy. Because I want to run 0 ER substats on Durin. Okay, sue me. And I definitely don't think 0 ER is something you should do in a lot of context with him. So, and I want a universal build. So, yup. Anyways, I don't know. It just doesn't give the right conjunction of stats for me to be feeling like it's that worthwhile. If we're talking like it's in a Scofier weapon situation, where the weapon is now useful on not just him, but a bunch of other units. Now we talking something more interesting, right? Having the have you have a shield in the team? Can't you use the event weapon? Hmm? Which event weapon? You're on Noblesse? Yes. Theoretically, I could get more Durin damage here by doing Noblesse on... what's his bucket? Or what's her bucket? Mona? And then we... and then we do Durin on like 2-piece or 4-piece Gilded Dreams. Right? Noblesse Dia. I mean, it would work. Eshu. Oh. Eshu on Durin? Yeah. Okay, do this, that. Okay. I really like how quickly you can swap out of Durin's burst, by the way. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 100k, yep, okay. Yeah, we took over Pyro. Not ideal, but it's fine. Okay, let's see. This. So Island went down. Okay, 1, 2, 3, ow. 4. And bam. Okay, watch the aura. Okay, yeah. It seems pretty consistently. So this I think is a C6D problem, funnily enough. I don't think this problem exists to the same extent with a non-C6D. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's dead. Like, obviously, Durin is doing a shit ton of damage in this team, but with a C6D, with my investment, I think it might be my best option in this team, which is interesting, versus any other option. Like, I don't think it's actually better to use, like, Shalon in here. I mean, it might be better to use Bennett. I just don't think the gameplay dynamic of using Bennett with Durin is interesting. So many 5-star bursts. Yeah, it does. This is a very 5-star burst heavy team. Which, now that you pointed out, actually it's somewhat surprising that that didn't annoy me that much. So, yeah. What cons on who? On Durin, he is Caesar right now. Did Mona's cons change? Yeah, Mona's cons got changed. Like C1 buffs off-fielder. It gives off-fielder reaction damage bonus a little bit more. I think it goes up to 160, so it's like 25%. Or 24%, I think, technically. So, you know, this increases Durin's off-field reaction damage a little bit more than it would have in the past. And then the buff also lasts longer when I'm doing some normal attacks in her base Hexarai buff kit. And then C2 is a guaranteed charge attack trigger with a normal attack, which, being that I don't have Mona on a DPS build right here, doesn't really matter in the instance I was just doing, but there is some min-maxing to do around Mona's personal damage with this constellation. And then, more importantly, for team-wide buffs, it's all nearby party members get 80 EM, so pretty good. And this is 15 crit rate, which I just realized I did not balance around at all. Oh, you also can't see it because YouTube chat is in the way. Need to figure the chats out, whatever. Like 15% crit rate for anything attacked that is affected by Mona's buff. And then also 15% crit damage for Hexarai characters, so Durin. Neither of my builds, both of my builds are actually overcapped because of this, by the way. I just realized. And then C6 makes Mona do more damage. So for supportive value, she kind of stops at C4. More situation looks sad. Yeah, it's Yehoda, Venti, and Durin that all yoinked all my resources, so yep. How high is their charge attack scaling? With C6 now, it functionally can go up to a pretty damn high scaling, but it's a fairly clunky gameplay thing. But I plan on doing something with it soon, TM. Yes, Mona's on healing build. She's on Song of Days Past healing build for just comfort right now. Again, I do think Durin on a 2-piece Gilded Dreams or a Gilded Dreams build, and then Mona on a Noblesse build would be better for team damage here. I just don't think it's necessary right now. So anyways, and like to be clear, I think this team obviously works a bit less well without a C2 Frina. But I also think it should work pretty well even without, but without C2 Frina, I do think you maybe actually do want Mona on a healing focused build. In fact, maybe Mona even on a Maiden's build is better, because Maidens can give the most healing bonus possible and get to the point of healing a lot of HP just for like for min-maxing C0 Frina. And then there's the weird nuance of Dia ends up taking some of the team's damage, right, as enemies are attacking you. So depending on how aggressive the enemy is, Dia's heal will get some damage bonus built up through the rotation. So I do think this team works without a C2 Frina, but does gain meaningfully from Frina's constellations for sure. Is there an option to skip Durin? Yeah, if you want a different character. You don't have to pull Durin, but you know, I don't know. He is not necessarily going to show up in a ton of characters' best teams, and based on like some of the, I do think there's likely going to be things that are changed with this, to be clear, but based on some of the numbers going on with Columbina is strong, to say the least. And you know, you might value Columbina more for the same things Durin could be used for, but in different ways. Will I do Viewer Abyss this stream? It wasn't the plan. Maybe I will tomorrow, because I don't think I will today, because I'm waiting on my friends to get back so I can do some stuff with my friends. Yes, yeah. Each normal attack increases length. I will say, what I am finding with Mona so far, when trying to do the 4th normal attack, the 4th normal attack is the one I'm being interrupted the most on. I don't know. Is there? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, I'm trying to do like walk cancels. No, it's kind of. I don't think she can do real walk cancels. What about? Oh man, but dash cancels on her. 1, 2, 1, 2. You can do dash cancels. I wonder if that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that better? I don't know. Her end. Her 1, 2, 3, and then maybe no. The dash takes so long. N2J, N2J. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That seems accurate. N2E, N2. Oh, okay. I like that one. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I have been finding if I do just E and N4, and usually in the last animation there, she ends up getting whacked. So, you know. But yeah, anyways, I'm down to do Viewer Abyss, or maybe, depending on how I feel tomorrow, or maybe unit review streams tomorrow, a dedicated unit review, right? You know, not just the Twitch redeems or whatever. But yeah, anyways, Durin is interesting in that, like, I think Durin, I think Columbina would be a fun character for the speccing into a team into lunar gimmicks, right? And if you are someone very focused on just playing the strongest teams possible, Columbina will be a desirable and maybe problematic character because of how much it's just going to be like, well, this character plus Columbina is now best, but I have only one Columbina, right? Like, Columbina seems like she might be causing that problem in Genshin soon. But we'll see how the balance works out, right? I don't think it's worth getting lost in that discussion right now, especially with the first version of the beta, right? But it is a little bit hard to see how Columbina won't do some of the things the numbers seem to be implying she is doing, because if they got her too much, she's not even an interesting character at all because of what they made her gimmick be. But fundamentally, though, that, like, isn't anything new, is what I would say. Like, I don't know. My vibe with Durin is I think Durin is more impactful on a than Colombina on a increasing the average player's like DPS floor they have available for configuring teams to perform well. And I don't know. I think having options for off-field pyro is really important, and there's relatively limited options for that. And what Colombina does is not the same, obviously, as that. So, will Colombina be better than Frina here in this team in the future? No, I think. I think not. Oh, well, okay. Colombina, let's be real. Colombina, Mona, Anefa, and then on-field Durin, AFK is probably better. Because that's the balance of the game at this point. So, yeah. Oops, rip your relic. So, anyways. Is Colombina's kit revealed yet? Yeah, we have it. It's in the next beta. We have the full kit. But there's like, you know, that's what I'm mentioning is like values and stuff remains to be seen. Let's go here, I guess. Tested Mualani. A little bit, yes. I like Mualani with Durin. I don't, because of the fact that the Mona Sucrose thing exists. Oops. Because of the fact that the Mona Sucrose thing exists, I don't really think you need to pull Durin for Mualani specifically. But it is really nice to have more off-field options for Mualani in general, right? I feel like that's the story of Mualani overall.
If you ever
Green rings on Durin, it's just because I'm using horrible... I don't know, J Cutter's too damn good on him. Like, and J Cutter has gone largely unused on my account for quite a while now. So, like, yep. And so the wings are just funny as a, hey, it's drip because it matches my weapon. Anyways, mid cutter, yeah, weapon that competes with his signature weapon. Clearly mid. Yep. So anyways, your J Cutter is constantly juggling on my account. It hasn't been on my account just because I don't have that many sword DPSs. I have ended up using regularly. Anyways, how goes R1? I don't know. Like, if you don't have any 5-star weapons, better. But the story of the weapon banner being useful is, can you make use of the other weapon too when you inevitably get boned over by the weapon banner? That's, I think, the important question to always ask yourself. I use only swords. Yeah. So, anyways, what would I use on him if I didn't have J Cutter? I mean, Aminoma. I'm not even really joking necessarily. I mean, I would consider using a Squirk weapon if I'm not actively using Skirk. I'd consider using Alhaitham's weapon. I consider using this. I would just probably use whatever, but on a level of not wanting to ever change his build, maybe I would consider using Aminoma or Finale or Lion's Roar. Well, that's not a never changes build weapon though. The only never changes build weapons would be for 4 stars. Would be like Wolf's Fang, Aminoma, Finale. So, Lion's Roar Battle? No, it's very good. But you have to, for the passive to do anything, you have to have the opponents affected by Pyro or Electro. So in an Overload team, that should be, like a Shepherd's team, that should be always. But in other teams where, like, if he is not supplying the, let's say a Mualani team, right? He is a context where Lion's Roar can also work, right? Because he is applying enough Pyro that, and you're using that Pyro to do something else with another character, that there should be underlying Pyro on the enemy enough that this should be a very good weapon option for him for a Mualani team. But from the context of any team where, you know, you're getting reactions where you do not keep Pyro or Electro on the enemy, then no. So anyway, overvape teams, Chevrolet teams, Mualani teams are other ones that come to the top of my head, where Lions Roar is very good on them, but not universal. Can't bring myself to take J Cutter away from Kirara. That's fair. Yeah. What do I have for? Should I test this team? Actually, well first. I want to test this team. Maybe with we can see what happens with Noblesse on Mona and trying to min max Durin's build. My Dia is also technically overcapped by about 6% crit rate, because this gives 10% crit and Mona C4 gives 15%. Before I turn to the next one. I don't know if I have the ability to do that though. Like, I guess the different goblet, yeah. Okay. What goblet? So we're overcapped by 6%, so the ideal would be a 7% goblet. I guess that, but that's kind of... I mean, I guess it's better, but so very minorly. This is so very minorly better. Like, yeah, this would be the ideal. She'd be at 100% crit rate with C4 Mona. But honestly, why not just embrace the RNG a little bit and go this goblet? No? Because then we hit 200 crit damage. This looks way too low to me. Oh, this feels wrong, but it's Mona C4 things. This feels wrong. But, you know, sorry, 67.6 plus 15 plus 10 is 92 crit rate. Like, it's still fine. So, I don't know, we can try that. And then Aqua for base damage or 4 stars. Oh, I mean, take a stroll. Take a stroll. Proto Amber, enough healing for Farina. If you have a C0 Farina, I think you might want to consider a Maiden's Mona build rather than what I'm doing here. I do want to emphasize, particularly now that I'm getting into min-maxing build territory, I am functionally abusing C2 Farina more. Proto Amber on its own with no incentivization, like no building extra healing, is enough with C2 Farina. Proto Amber without C2 Farina as the only healer on the team. Well, Dia does have some healing on this team, as I mentioned before, but you probably at least want to do a healing bonus circlet at minimum on Mona. You would want to even maybe consider doing 4-piece Song of Days Past like I'm doing, or 4-piece Maidens to get even more healing, to get more damage bonus out of Farina. But yes, anyways. I got Venti, so I gotta move Vulture to Tignari. What is Vulture? D is Chevy good now with Fischl and Durin? Yes, it's good. You can check out the link to video in my Durin video, Alex. I think the Chevrolet Fischl Durin team core is boring, but it is very good. Yes, and it matches a higher investment Chevrolet team for Dia. So. In the form of C2 Yai, C6 Eonson. Like, I'm still going to play C2 Yai, C6 Eonson Chevrolet over Fischl Durin for Dia Overload, because I think the gameplay dynamic is way more fun. But it's no longer, like, before it would be something I was comfortable recommending at C0. Cat, really? Sir.
I still have so much to learn about human interactions. Like where should I put my hands when I'm nervous?
Sir.
I just really want to make friends with everyone.
No, you did. When I zoomed in. You know why this is here, sir? This is here because you keep sneezing over everything, so I have to have paper towels here to wipe up your goobers. And then you knock it on the floor. Anyways. We are still banished? Oh, whoops. I forgot. Yep. You are indeed still banished. That was not intentional. Does he produce thoughts? He's an orange cat, so my assumption is no. Him's got a cold? Yeah, something. I gotta go talk to the vet again. Because it doesn't seem like it's getting better. In fact, it seems like it's getting a little worse, but...
Can I stop here and play? I mean, take a stroll.
Was it? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Won't go
So...
too far.
Yeah, anyways, so let's see what happens. Let's see if anything changes meaningfully if we min-max things. I guess we can try Gilded Dreams. Why not? I think I have good enough Gilded Dreams artifacts to make this make sense. Although, I wonder... This artifact might not make sense, actually. Because, you know... attack timepiece should still be ideal on him because in dark mode he gives himself the equivalent of a shit ton of EM. And Mona also gives him equivalent of EM2, or directly 2 from C2. So, yep. We stick with that, and then...
Each day is a new page in my story. I want to savor every scene,
Yep,
every footnote
that.
before I turn
Okay.
to the next one.
So, I'm gonna change the flower, but what are we at? 2230. Yep, that's... I mean, this is a very nice looking build, I want to be clear. I don't know about the ER, but... That is a nice looking build. It's just not what we need right now because of C4 Mona. So this. And we're still going to be overcapped, but at least it's only overcapped by 5%. So, yup. I mean, same thing, we could actually yoink the one pyro. We could try an attack goblet, I guess. But I don't, whatever. I think we just let ourselves be overcapped. So let's try that, and then we need to put you
I mean, take a stroll.
on Noblesse.
I won't go too far.
He's so yappy. All right. Linny, has it already been an hour? Jesus Christ. It's finally top 1%. About. Let's see. Probably just yoink Charlotte's artifacts for this. Wow. Wait, Aqua, I was playing your. Was I playing your Linny? Yes, I think so. Yeah, it was on your account, I think. Or no, was it on your account? Or was it on someone else's account? I can't remember. Anyways, yep. Strong Linny. Very strong boy. Very nice. I still wouldn't use MH on him. But you changed my perfect build? Indeed I did. I still think maybe I was misplaying him, to be clear. I'm aware. But I still think if I had him, I probably wouldn't play 4-piece MH on him. Yeah, we're just going to yoink my Charlotte pieces for simplicity. Although I think we'll use a different goblet also for simplicity. So I can keep the healing bonus circlet we have. Alright. So that should be enough ER. Surely. That should be more than enough with double hydro. Probably don't need that much ER. Okay. Durin gives me autistic vibes. That's just because anyone who doesn't conform to normal societal standards of social interaction, but presents but appears to be an adult in physical stature, generally speaking, is perceived as autistic or whatever other words you want to label. That's my vibe. That's my vibe. And hey, at least for a cat, you are in the way of the button. I can't... Oh, come on. I clicked on it and then I like moved my mouse off of it. It's a spam click. There we go. The cat is right in the way in the right side of the screen. Because his VA is British. No. Anyways. I mean, I may as well play with no UI right now, considering the cat is blocking half my screen anyways. No, he just laid down. Oh, now he's taking up mousing space. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, God, sorry. I gotta resituate because the cat just completely made me have to shift my sitting position. Can you... I forgot to grab the cat bed. I'm gonna... Okay, it's fine. It's fine, sir. C2R1 Durin, save a vertical invested Wanderer account. I mean, save when you need... Actually, you know what? Frick it. Let's keep UI off. Save when you need multiple teams to clear endgame. I mean, it depends on your calls, right? On a level of, can it make Wanderer feel good to play? Absolutely. Like, I'd be surprised if you ended up regretting, well, assuming you have the resources, but, you know, also keep in mind Columbina might be helpful for having options for Wanderer too, unironically. But in a more indirect way than I think Durin is in a less satisfying way. Right. For my cooldown, there we go. Probably shouldn't even bother waiting for that. Man, Genshin Noah UI is so good. I really wish I could just have like an option though for minimal UI, not no UI. Anyways, do this, and do this. Oops, I didn't press yet. Ow. Oh boy. Well, okay. Wait, did the burst apply to the new enemy? Let's go. Oh, by the way, I was not paying attention to the damage numbers we're getting from, Okay, good, we have enough energy. What's the damage numbers we're getting from Durin? I should pay attention to that. I can't see the shield, which is actually a problem. 200k! We have minorly increased Durin's damage. And pretty meaningfully increased Dia's damage. Oh, oh boy, he has a little bit of minor energy issues here. Okay. I have no idea how close this is to dead because of weirdness. Like, normally... No. Oh, well, there you go. Normally, you want to, you know, play around when the shield timing goes up with timing certain abilities. And I couldn't there. Dark Durin sounds like a Chuny. Yeah, he does. Oops. I think I'd fuck with that, but oh well.
With one heart, we play. It all adds up. Can't hide the truth.
Okay. Keep the HP bars, remove damage numbers, and the rest of the UI. I actually want the HP bars gone. I think like I do need like shields. Shield indicators are kind of important UI wise. But particularly for enemies like the dancers and whatever that constantly regenerate a shield. But I actually kind of really like not having HP bars. Why did I do that? Oh, well, you don't have any energy, do you? Okay, yeah, do this. Oh boy, energy across the board is gonna be bad. Okay. Okay. We took over a pyro. Okay, yeah. Minor energy issues on this build. Some particles. Okay. 1, 2, oh, uh-oh. And probably kill with this. Got 150k from Durin? That was probably Durin. What's the Dia build? It is a C6 level 100 Dia, but she's on forward cautious. Hey, more overcap crit. Yeah, I could absolutely see clearing. I don't know what enemy. But I could absolutely see clearing a Stygian Onslaught boss with... Hello, die please. There we go. Clearing a dire difficulty Stygian Onslaught with this Mona Dia team. Like, Dia is getting more options over time. She's becoming more and more able to clear dire potentially. Dire for realsies without just, like, you know, pairing her as an off-fielder. Wow. Okay. I think I got his burst back already. Yeah, why? It's one Mona. Okay. Oh, I don't have energy on you. I see. I understand. It's fine. It's fine. I didn't need energy anyways. Where's my energy? How do I have no energy? Oh, it's because I bursted. Yep, I'm dumb. Whoops. I'm dumb. It's because I... Yeah. Oh, this thing would be very dead by now if Dio were up. I wish to mention that. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. I guess that works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Makes sense right now? I don't know. The timing is weird. Good. Yeah, landed all, I think, but the very end. Okay. I think, okay. Yeah, minor energy issues across the board. Not across the board, just with Durin mostly. Okay, 1, 2, ow. 3, 4. Ow. Oh my god. Please. There we go. 138k, I think. Actually, I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes which is Durin, which is Dia, but yep. Llama or Nefa, who has better meta? I mean, Llama will give you stronger teams, and with now the existence of the crab, and my assumption is any time they fucking dare choose to run Llama over the next 2 years, the crab is going to come back into Abyss, right? That, like, or Stygian Onslaught potentially. That I just but then Nefa's really valuable for fulfilling more like enemy conditions currently than Llama is at a baseline for like team versatility. So which is more meta if you're asking a person like Zajeff who's more focused on oops, I just bonked my mic, on getting you the strongest teams possible, he would definitely say Llama. And from the perspective of giving you the strongest teams possible, yes, Llama is better. But Nefa has a little bit more versatility, and I think is also a little bit more enjoyable personally. So, drink water. I feel like there's been too many drink water redeems. You're gonna drown me, yo. Older characters still viable or just a skill issue? It depends on your account. It's become harder and harder. I mean, you can see I'm, you know, using shield characters in the first side because I don't want to deal with the first side, but like, here, we can use... Can we use no characters from pre-Natlan? Can I get away with that? Let's see. Sorry, not pre-Natlan. No characters like post-Natlan. Let's do... And this is going to be with some constellation still, because sue me. I feel like people would be likely to have constellations at this point. I'm not gonna keep apologizing for using constellations, whatever. So, yes, I'm using C2 for here. Oh fuck, I can't use the Ensign. Damn it. You know, I'm not, I don't want to do it right now. I was gonna use Hybrid Raiden, but I really wanted to play Hybrid Raiden with Eon's on. We could do Hybrid Raiden with Bennett, but I vastly prefer it with Eon's on at this point. So I don't know. Is that acceptable? If you want to see it, I can do it. I can do it right with Eon's on. Is the one unit that is just an alternative to Bennett on a damage level, but better on a overall team feel level to me, an acceptable compromise. Like this Abyss is not shilling Eon's on, right? So I don't know, but the point, anyways, that I'd be getting at here is like I could clear with this, and then I could obviously clear with Arlecchino. The second side is shielding Arlecchino, but I could also just clear with kind of any kind of like decent pyro focus team. The second side of this abyss is relatively flexible if you have a team that can clear the first side in like a minute and a half ish. The Hera with this Raiden team is a little annoying, but usually it's just let it get Hydro immunity or let it get Electro immunity actually. And it's fine. So Eon's on fanfare duty. No, it's Eon's on damage bonus good, and an attack buff that decays is not really that much worse than Bennett when you also get the value of having double Electro and meaningfully more energy, and it just makes things a lot smoother. Like the energy I have on Raiden can work fine with Bennett, but it's more punishing. So yeah, and I would recommend Bennett over Eon's on for Hybrid Raiden, to be clear, if you don't have a C2 Frina or don't want to do Proto Amber weirdness. But anyways, Wander and Alhaitham, you struggle to build newer characters. Yeah, I understand your shoes. Yep. You have to you really can't just be like, there's certain characters that can adapt, right? But most characters, particularly main DPSs, especially the ones the two you listed, there's so many contexts where like Alhaitham and Wander just aren't very good. And they're like enemies have higher Dender resistance, high Anima resistance, or other issues in trying to get them to perform well. And with the new higher DPS checks and the highly specific enemy mechanics completely restricting things, it's just like, it's just oof. It's just oof. That is how the progression of the game has gone. So you can still use older characters, but it requires more and more effort to use them over time, or requires pairing them with newer off-field characters, right? To fulfill requirements easier. So, for example, just, you know, in this abyss would be, you know, doing double Nogcry, doing like Anefa, right? With whoever, doing Anefa and Lauma, doing Anefa, honestly doing Anefa and Aino is actually enough to fulfill the Hera. So you could do Anefa, Aino, Hyper Bloom, and that might actually be a lot better in this, like, the first half of this abyss, than doing a normal Hyper Bloom team that doesn't have double Nogcry, right? Which is, I think, lame, but yep. Build 2 lunar reaction teams for someone who tries to clear fearless difficulty regularly. I mean, yes, because they're probably going to continue shilling Nogcry units, but it's also possible after Columbine is released, they'll start, you know, shilling, because we're going to get Alice, Nicole, and we don't know that, we're not confident that none of those characters will have no moon sign or whatever, no Nogcry shilling, but they'll probably incentivize other things. So anyways, are you Anne Furry? I am a yapping fox. I don't feel like having my furry yap again, in that the only actual real definition that isn't usually just coming from someone trying to be an asshole, for what a furry is, or who is a furry, is someone that identifies themselves as being part of the furry community. I do not think having a fox PNG that moves its mouth in conjunction with me yapping qualifies me as a furry. But if it does to you, you do you. I don't give a shit. But I am furry? No to me. But yeah. Anyways, the furry community is cool. It's just I've never felt the need to partake, but I've seen plenty of cool things from them. Are you an human? Yes. Occasionally. Not really, honestly. I'd rather not be, to be honest. Anyways, okay, we should just want to check something, sorry. We should do Candace things, I suppose, and also log the other accounts. Okay. Also do my dailies. What do I need to freaking farm for? No, not that. I mean, min-max C1? No. How much attack does he get? That's not small. No. No. Yes, I am wave particle superposition. It's true. Watching me for 3 years. Wow. Thanks for watching for so long. But yes, I am a Tignari. That is the way to describe it. I'm trying to think what I wanna like finish up. If I so like on the to-do list is I need to decide how much I care about Alua. I think I don't really care about him that much, and he's going to be a low resource cost unit anyways. So he's probably second half. Maybe he's not. I don't know. What about you? I do think I'm going to crown her. Right now, I originally thought I was going to, you know, get Venti more invested, but honestly, Venti's at like 98% of his max potential, I feel like, at level 80 out of 80. The extra ER roll and base attack I don't think is going to do enough to matter for the resource cost. And I unironically would rather try to get Yehoda's final ascension and put resources into crowning her skill to get her as high as possible. Give her what she deserves. Because she's clunky enough that I feel like to offset the clunkiness, you want to invest as high into her as possible if you want to DPS her. Oh well. She's definitely not going to be I recommend this character as a DPS, but she's going to be fun. Venti or Gretpool. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'll make a video directly about it, but I'll at least talk about it in the Lanyan video. But he can stay at level 8 talents for now. He is functional enough here, and I don't think I'm going to use him at this point. I do not think I'm going to use him regularly enough to min-max him to any significant point. I like the Lanyan enough that if I really liked the Lanyan Farazan Durin core for Lanyan, I would consider min-maxing him more. But I don't really like that core, and instead I do like some stuff with Lanyan with him, but it's not in the way I envisioned, and it's not something I'm always going to default towards, and therefore it's not worth hyper investing into him. But I still like having him. Yeah, it'll be fun to have him in Imaginarium. It will be fun having him in any kind of grouping situation. It will be fun having him so I can mess around with doing things like in an AoE situation. Wait, does anyone know? Because can he group? Can I show this? Does he group these? If he groups, I don't think he does. These things get knocked back really easily, but I don't think they can get yoinked. But anyways, he's a fun character to have, and he's a more fun character now. Dude.
I'm quite flattered.
And where? Oh, I need to fix my builds. Oh, I forgot I bungled all the builds. No. Hold please. I need to fix that before I forget. Okay. You. Oh, okay. Sorry. First, put you back on. I forgot I had that goblet on her. Alright. That. Okay. There we go. Wait. Is that really what I had before? I feel like I had more ER. Apparently not. Okay, that's fine, I guess. All right. Shao suboptimal? I mean, yeah, I kind of already like Shao should be. Shao has more ability to scale well because he has more team options. Like I can clear. I've been clearing every single abyss with DPS Lanyan since I started playing her. Like you can. It's the same thing I talked about before. So, anyways, hoping for the Dreaded Monolith fights. Yeah, kind of. So anyways, let's see if this works. Where's my dragon? Where's my dragon? Am I blind? I feel like I am blind. There he is.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Durin.
Like he's just like hi. Just says hi when you add him to the party. Sorry, I like this dude. Hello, Durin. What am I doing? Venti. Venti gets to live in the characters I like using on occasion, but isn't worth leveling up much past 80 crew.
Didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Alright. Oh, we gotta fix his build too. And this. Kind of want to activate his. Kind of want to activate his. Here we go. C1, by the way. I've already made the video. Should I? Should I just do it? Should I just say F it? No, I probably shouldn't yet. No, I shouldn't yet because I need to record Lanyan stuff. Sad. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. This. Batch. And. Am I blind? Where is it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright. 8202, 142, that's fine. Okay. We don't really need to build that much. I just wanted him back on his default build for me. Alright, I have no idea if Durin can actually group here. Or Durin. I don't know if Venti can actually group here properly. We have no energy. Okay. Wait. Can I switch?
Here we go.
Now? Can I? Oh my god, they suck my energy away. You freaking assholes. God damn it. Ah. Okay, try again. Just kill that, please, Emily. Thank you. Okay. Do this. I keep on switching the wrong goddamn I don't have a fourth character. Like, my brain... See, my brain visually... The problem that happens whenever I do this, my brain visually sees Venti's in the last slot and I press 4. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, just put a character in the damn last slot and avoid this issue. And my brain doesn't have this. It's better Mulan or Nubilette, the one you want to play. Who would I feel comfortable recommending to the average player? Nubilette. Because I think the average Genshin player is not the kind of player that would like Mulan its gameplay, based on what I've seen people do. I don't know, just throw in whoever. Well, no, you might interfere with things if I use you. Here.
Ready to spice things up.
Thanks. She'll get some melts and then I can heal on her. Did Nubilette worth now? Why are people asking about Nubilette? Nubilette is still a good character for most people's standards. I don't think he's as easy to get to be compelling in Stygian, but that's fine. He's still a good Stygian character if you have offfielders to pair with him. Alright. And I'm just gonna burst right away, Venti. No baloney. Okay. Please? Alright. No. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Darn. Okay. So, I don't have a good situation where I think I can show this, but Emily's burst damage and when enemies are really close together is ridiculous. It's similar to what you can do with Ganyu, but better, in my opinion. Especially because it's Dendro application. Pass by to say Albedo. I would love to have Albedo. Honestly, I wish Albedo had ran instead of Venti, and then I could maybe have Albedo instead of Venti now. Sorry. Okay, I don't think Venti will be non-valuable. It's just a problem of like, if I didn't go for Venti, I could have either one had C1 Durin without spending the money I had to spend for C1 Durin, or two, if I had spent the same money, I'd have C2 Durin, right? I'd have a Durin con instead of a Venti con, or instead of a Venti C0. So, alright, what do I want to test with, Candace? Wait, spend my present, doofus. Okay, here, we're gonna go here. I think I like Durin enough that I will crown him. Particularly because, you know, because of the fact I'm gonna do a bad build per se, in the form, here, we can go back to this. I'm gonna do a bad build in the form of once I activate C1, I will do a what's it called? Triple attack percent build to min-max his flat buff, and therefore I kind of would like to get the most damage possible from his talent scalings, and also energy regen would be nice. So that's the plan. Albedo not getting a rerun for you've been waiting for ages. He's going to be doomed to Chronicle Banner. I'm surprised I didn't do a Chronicle Banner this patch. I think there's a good chance I do Chronicle Banner next patch for Mondstadt, or a Chronicle Banner with Varka release, assuming Varka is a Hexarai character, but I don't know. I thought it was a no-brainer for them to do it this patch, and they didn't, so heck if I know at this point, right? I just don't know. I just don't know. If we want to play anything tonight, I'll be home in about an hour, my friend said, and that was 45 minutes ago. Okay. Should I pull for Skirk's weapon? I mean, I'd say you should reevaluate that when Skirk comes around, but if you want to plan around it now, if you really like Skirk, it's a really good weapon for her. You will feel the value of it, I think. But also, she's strong enough that she doesn't need it in most contexts at all. So, yep. Okay.
Decided by destiny.
Let
me scrub. Shadows of fate.
Yeah. What a fun domain. Can't wait to be free from here. This is another reason not to level Venti anymore. To not have to spend any more time in this cursed domain. We die. I think it's a real banner, probably used to run with Jade Cutter. There's a good chance Jade Cutter would be on the Mondstadt Chronicle banner, I suspect. But maybe not, I don't know. Really? Thank you. I appreciate the minimum drops, it's really great. I like it, it's fun. How many do I need? I need 32, I need 8 more. Okay. I would like to get out of here without spending all of my resin on this domain. I'd like to go and like get enough for Yehoda. I mean, I'm not gonna get enough for Yehoda today, but that's fine. I would like to have extra for Yehoda, that is. Very nice. Got the good shield. Easy. Alright. Summit Shaper? No. He ran with J Cutter. The reason I have J Cutter is because I believe Albedo and Neely ran together on Neely's release. Oh. Okay, that sneeze came out of nowhere. That was oh, sorry. Normally I try to mute if I have a random sneeze. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. I went away from the microphone at least. Anyways. Caught it from the cat. Yeah, maybe. Can Durin go on an attack level? Yeah, there's cases where it can be ideal. Like, I actually think for what it's worth, I haven't tested it, but in this team, we're getting so much damage bonus, and we don't have as much attack. Depending on, I think, on what weapon, to some extent, potentially. It could very much actually be better to do an attack goblet here. I don't know. I haven't tested like a stat for stat attack goblet, and I haven't run the calcs, but it's a strong consideration on him in some team contexts. The default is probably usually going to be Pyro Goblet, right? But it's a consideration. Is Brina on her high ER build or not? Is that her high ER build? Yes. I couldn't remember. Oh, I don't have the ER. Yeah, okay. So technically she's on her middling ER build because I didn't have her on the high ER feather. That's fine. Okay.
Let me scribe, written in the stars. Let's get it on. You're dead meat.
Let's get bad artifacts, and I only get good stats on defense pieces. What should I do? Stop assuming it's luck and assume it's all statistics, because that's what it is. Artifacts are a statistics game. It's how much time do you put into it. There is a very, like, strong correlation to the, like I can oftentimes look at people's builds and, like, guess within, like, there is, like, range, obviously. Like, it's an RNG system, so there is luck in the sense that, you know, you can spend 10,000 less resin than someone in the same domain and get lucky getting a particular artifact that gets you an equivalent build with less resin than someone else. But we're talking like with a good build, that circumstance is like, oh, one person got away with spending 20,000 resin and the other person got away with spending 25,000 or 30,000, or I spent 40,000 resin in a domain, hyper investing in a character, and the other person spent 50,000. And like, it's kind of splitting hairs at that point, right? And artifacts is a matter of not being like, I need to get this specific dream thing that I have in my mind. But you need to look at artifacts from a perspective of a statistics game of slowly getting better quality artifacts as you put more resources into the domain, right? And strong bots too, likely. And the more, wait, do I need to spend this resin? Maybe not. I can craft 6. Do I gambit for? What's the chance of getting a 8? Anyways, artifacts are a statistics game, right? You should look at, you know, you should focus on improving relative to what you already have. The complicated thing is like understanding like how much you should prioritize a 4-piece bonus versus not prioritizing a 4-piece bonus. Generally speaking, for main DPS units that have like these artifact sets that give them a bunch of free crit rate, it is worth focusing on the 4-piece bonus. Other than these artifact sets though that give a shit ton of like crit rate for free, or artifact sets that are really important for doing team-wide buffs like this, where like this set can be worth it to force the 4-piece on. Like Durin, for example, is not a character that's worth focusing on like getting a 4-piece set on, not right now. And either way, it's just a matter of like comparing to what you currently have available, right? If you currently don't have a double crit feather for him, right? You don't currently have a crit circlet at all for him. You shouldn't be concerning yourself. Like the crit circlet is actually the easiest example. If you don't have a crit circlet at all for him, you shouldn't be concerning yourself about getting a crit damage circlet with crit rate. You should just get a crit circlet on him, right? Just the main stat. There's way too many people that are like, it's not double crit, throw it away, and they don't have any crit circlet in the first place. The amount of accounts I've logged into that like don't have a crit rate circlet in relevant artifact sets that are particularly support sets, when all you really need sometimes is just having a crit rate circlet, which doesn't matter the damn substats, in order to like put that on a character for enabling Favonius weapons, is wild. Like, so many people throw away things because they're like, it's not the good piece, it's not the double crit piece, it's not the rare thing. Like, you got to compare to what you currently have. That's my vibe. Anyways, There's a really good video on YouTube called "How Much Time You Should Spend How Much Time You Should Spend Farming Artifacts." Yeah, has that dude made any videos, or did he stop making videos completely? But yeah, he made that. I forgot who the name of it was. But yeah, if you Google "How much time should you spend farming artifacts" on for a YouTube video, wait, I forgot I was gonna look at. It should pop up a video from someone that just does like a statistical analysis of where it makes sense to stop. But ultimately, it's going to depend exactly on what kind of character you're using. But generally speaking, I think people overestimate the value of hyper investing into builds, and they spend too much resources oftentimes into artifacts relative to the value of spending resources somewhere else to level other characters on the account, right? For even the character that they're using, right? Like if you want to get the maximized utility out of Durin's strength lies in his versatility, and that means his strength also is somewhat tied to what options you have for other units. Like Durin's strength can be tied to also how good your official build is, not just how good your Durin build is. So you shouldn't spend 80,000 resin on Durin if you haven't fucking leveled official yet, right? So yeah, the Ascension Gems are the real resources. 1,000 free Ascension Gems of any type, or 20 free pulls. Are we talking base level or like Omega Chungus crystals? If it's Omega Chungus crystals, I would take 1,000 Omega Chungus crystals over 500 pulls. I'm not fucking kidding. Oops, I didn't mean to turn on Droid Cam. I just opened up my phone to do math. I would fucking take 1,000 of these things over 500 pulls. I'm not kidding. I would maybe a more reasonable comparison. Yeah, I would take 100 of these things over 20 pulls, definitely 1,000,000%. They're way more valuable, and like getting 100 of these things for free would immediately invalidate the need to like basically be concerned about it ever again. It'd be so damn good. Absolutely would. But if it's 1,000 of the baseline ones, what does 1,000 convert to? So it's 333. So it's 18, right? Yeah, it's 18. Wait, right? 3 of these is one of these. Is wait, no. 3 times no. Fuck it. No, it's 3 times 3 is 9 times 3. It's 27. Okay, so 1,000 divided by 27 is 37 big crystals. 37 big crystals or 20 pulls.
So much to learn about human
I think I'd still take the big crystals.
Where should I put my
God damn it.
hand?
You keep on distracting me. Good job, chat. Productivity in the toilet. It's fine. Okay, so it says I can craft 6, but okay, you use Singcho on this for a high chance of giving an extra one of these. That would give 5 silvers. That's 21. That would be 7, and then we just need like 1 sucrose dupe or whatever, or not sucrose. Whatever, Mona dupe. Who is it? The double? All right, we're not gonna claim. We're gonna gambit on the characters, because this is a gambit. This saves 20 resin if we get it, or it doesn't save anything at all. Okay, so the strat here, yeah, Mona Lila, that's what it was, is do St. Joe one at a time until we get a refund, hopefully, so that we can get, because it's a higher chance, because we're breakpoint dependent here. I know some people are going to be like, it's better statistically to use the 10%. Yes, but in this case, we only have 4 we're crafting. The chance of triggering the 10% is only 4 times 10% rolls, whereas the chance of triggering a 25% refund is much higher, right? And the 25% refund will guarantee getting 1 extra silver in this case. And 1 extra silver converts to being able to do 7 of these crafted instead of 6. And then that gives a meaningfully higher chance from there of being able to do a 10% on the gold, right? And then get 7 chances at a 10% roll instead of only 6. That's the strat. Do I need 32? Yes, I need 8 more. Oh wait, you're right. Oh. I'm a dumbass. I cannot math properly. Why did I think I needed 8? You know what? Fuck it. We'll do this anyways. As a proof of concept, I guess. So, bap. Didn't get it. Bap. Didn't get it. Come on, St. Joe. Bap. Oh my god, bro. Ain't no way, asshole. Alright, go fuck yourself, St. Joe. That's all I can say. Ain't no way Singcho failed at 25% 4 fucking times. What an asshole. Alright. And after I showcased him being a unit I'm actually enjoying now lately with Durin, he chooses to insult me. What a butthole. What a butthole. Layla didn't double anyways, who cares? Time for... Yeah, I should have used EI, honestly, actually. Mr. That's a funny username. Yeah, it wasn't that unlikely of a circumstance to happen. Hello, are you a viewer or do you need something? Is there Durin stickers? No. Sad. Wonder what the Durin sticker's gonna be. Hopefully one of him jumping in a puddle. Hello? I don't know what... I forgot what WYD. Come to play Lair. Oh, okay. Feel free. We got a Lair person. It's been a while. Well, we do Lair. Should I just do this now? It's goodbye to all my Mora, but, you know. What you doing? Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't type Durina. Wow. Where's the sticker of Durin? Durin and Albedo. It was really good. What the heck? Oh. What the hell? I didn't know they changed this interface. Okay. Explains why it looked like there was less. Jesus Christ. Okay. Limit exceeded. Oh my god. Alright. There are far more stickers in the game than I thought there were. This is the real Venti? Yeah. Wow. It's been a while. I like when people come into co-op and play instruments. Whoa, I do? Yeah, I will. I be streaming on Twitch. YouTube. Everyone seemed to... Why is it censored?
I'm nervous. I just really...
Streaming censored. Emily, Chiori, Albedo, Durin. I have not. I'm down. Oh, I can't configure a team right now. Remind me in a second. Once we exit co-op. Oh, look, the dog's here too. Wonderful. What song was that? I'm bad at recognizing songs. What's the stream I'll prop by? Solunera on YouTube. Or... no, on Twitch. So Jeff is addicted to Razor Dragon Strike? Let's go. Wait, is he really, is he just like Dragon Striking now? Is he finally, he's finally gone from, I'm gonna test my weak combos for 5 hours to, he's testing Dragon Strike? Let's go. I managed to convince him. I feel like I managed to convince him accidentally, because like I made an offhanded comment in one of his streams, like that if you're willing to test, if you're willing to lose your sanity testing Muika combos this much, you shouldn't be ignoring the potential of Dragon Strike, including in calcs. If we're seriously calculating Muika combos to the degree we are, we should be actually seriously calculating Dragon Strike too. It just depends on the character a little bit. Dragon Striking while saying it's a DPS loss. I mean, it might be, I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me that much, but in the case of the new Razor kit specifically. Oh, Sneezy Cat. See, this is, oh my gosh. That was a sneeze that was so much mucus, Cat. I'm glad you at least managed to aim at the desk and not my computer monitor. This is why the paper towels are here. Anyways, request the bless emote, but alas, no more 5k. Someone else can probably request it. Wait, no, where was that venti? That venti emote was perfect. Applause. All right. Ending song from Spirited Away. I see. I got more songs to play. Hold on. All right, yeah, I'm down. Sir, Cat, can you stop? Okay, I just wiped up at his mucus, and now he's like sniffing the thing, like looking like he's gonna eat his mucus. Don't do that, bro. This is just River Flows in You, right? Yeah, this I recognize. Flynn's, you'll pull Columbina. 200 pulls and 60 pity on guarantee. Well, good job saving. The estimate is there's like 100 pulls-ish free to play next patch, by the way. Since you do have a guarantee, like you should be safe to get Durin, for example, if you wanted him, for whatever reason. He's very versatile and could be valuable to you long term, and if you just enjoy him. Okay, Cat has sat in my lap, but he is like flopped to the side, and he's like not like I don't think he realizes that I have to like lean right now to balance him so he doesn't flop off. Like, sir, can you? Oh, there we go. Okay, he seems to have realized. 107 free to play? Yeah, okay. So 107 free to play pulls. That's across the full duration, to be clear. So like, if you have 200 pulls now, 60 pity and a guarantee, though, you should be very safe to be able to guarantee a C0 Columbina. The real question, I think, is for your Flids, if you don't have a Nefa, do you want to... Because you could save that guarantee and then get like a Nefa and Columbina kind of thing. So... Durin Kirara been tried? Not yet. I could try that. I was going to go and do Candace things, but I don't have much time. We got distracted a little bit with Mr. Mister's wonderful music. That's fine. Yeah, it's awesome. It's been a while. I think you missed this because you weren't in the chat when I mentioned this. It's been a while since I had some random person join me in co-op for random music stuff. It's always fun when people join in. So you're I think the most fun co-op player. Cat cam, sure. We can cat cam while listening to music.
Each day is a new page in my story.
What do you,
I wanna
sir?
savor
Don't
every
destroy the mouse mat more than you have. Wow. You probably can't hear it, but he's close to the mic. Maybe you can. I don't know. He's purring, I think, a little bit. Yeah, he is purring. I also know a wedding song, which I just learned recently. Preferred play, whatever. This is what this stream has turned into at this point, and that's fine. Cat is adorable. Yes, he is. He is indeed. Oh, the dog just appeared out of nowhere. There's no Mr. concert. Yep. What's that sound effect? Is he proposing? I don't think that's what he is doing, but you know what? Maybe, I don't know. Alright, thank you, Mr. That was great. Okay. I should claim my dailies at some point. Oh, I can't in co-op. That's fine. Bork. Did I attack him by accident? I did. Oh, bye, dog. I didn't mean to do that. My bad. Oopsies. Playing songs in the ad that played threw me off. Oh no. Oops. Oopsies. Alright, well, Mr. If you want to join me in this domain, you can. Wait, not that domain. Not that domain. This one. There we go. And these. Yep. Oops. No. I forgot there was a kick option. I don't remember what enemies are in here, but I don't think we have to worry about the team comp that much. Probably. We'll need to do this once, I believe. No, we can do it twice, because I have 60 resin. Oh, it's so loud. I forgot I turned the music up. Okay, sorry. Hold, please. There we go. I just lowered the overall game volume. Oh god, okay. Yep, okay. 27 seconds? Sick, we can go one more. Perform at my wedding gladly. Nice. Congrats, Mr. You now got a new gig. Wayne. And 20. Alright. Here we go. Wait, is it safe to go here now that I'm in... Yeah, I'm in co-op. Sick. I can actually go over here. Don't need to worry about triggering the Archon quest. Yeah, I was considering doing some questing today, by the way. Does anyone know, is the Archon quest versus the Durin quest like chronologically relevant at all? And does the Durin quest technically take part after the Archon quest? Is there any, even if it's minor, is there any context that makes sense to do the Archon quest first? Or does it not seem to matter at all? Let's see. Here, you know what, Singcho? I'll give you another chance to do the strat. Not, well, right now the strat doesn't really matter because it's not going to help us reach. Oh, bro. Bro. You get one more chance. Bro. Holy shit, he finally did it. Jesus Christ. Alright. Frick Singcho. Anyways. Event tab says do the Archon first. Alright, I see. Doing quest. Okay. I kind of figured that might be the case. Archon quest really good. That's good. Yeah, I've purposely not heard anything about it, so best one in the game so far. Okay, well now you're lifting the bar. But I mean, the Nogcry Archon quest has been so far the most consistently solid, I'd say, all the way through, and I would love to see if that is going to remain to be the case. But I've just been holding off on a little bit of time because distracted doing combat thingamajiggers. All right. Well, should we just do this now? I don't know. It's a matter of when, if, what do I want? It's possible I might be able to make the DPS Yehoda video tomorrow. I think I know enough about her that I can do that video.
And where are we going?
Just depends how tired I get after I'm done streaming, after I do some stuff with friends. I don't think I have enough more for both. Or yes, that's why I'm asking. I think I only have enough more to do both. I could just be done with Durin right now, right? And get him double crowned and call it a day. But you know what? I'll decide tonight. I'll decide tonight. You're gonna crown Yehoda. That is the plan. That is the plan. So maybe I should wait until I can crown Yehoda. But wait, do I have any fractals left? I do. Alright. You know what, Mr. I believe in the Mr. Luck. Let's go use the rest of my resin, because if I get enough to crown Yehoda, I will prioritize Yehoda over Durin. And I can maybe make the Yehoda video sooner. Crown for the DPS more important, Yehoda first? Yeah. Yeah. Let's use, I don't know, let's use official or something. I don't know. C4 Mona, C2 Farina, C1 Durin, C6 Bennett. It's probably a dumb question, but I level his normals for on-field Durin. I mean, if you are going to regularly play on-field Durin, it is worth leveling them a little bit for sure. I think you do have to be careful in my testing so far with not doing too many normal and charge attacks. Like, applying too much pyro does make you miss vaporizes on his bigger burst hits. I should have done other modes, but whatever. So, my health, my HP. Let us heal. With some chicken dinner. Yehoda's the GOAT, second best character after Seat Lolly. She is very enjoyable. I gotta think, what should I put, like, so, like, the title of the YouTube video is just gonna be how good is DPS Yehoda. And I think in the thumbnail, though, I want to have, like, the mini faces of DPS Yehoda, maybe. And I can just put a bunch of Yehoda reaction faces. Does that seem like a good thumbnail? Alright, C6 Yehoda only works with non-cry characters. Because she's intended as a bad Sucrose at a baseline that is better at C6 than Sucrose for non-cry characters. That's all she's intended for from Mihoyo on like a meta utility level. Which is, yes, boring. How many do I need? 16 plus 12, 28. This is 22. Okay. Columbina buff Yehoda DPS? Yes, by doing what Columbina does, which is damage. on top of increasing the reaction damage and fulfilling a requirement for Ascending Gleam in the team? The answer is yes. But also, one thing I'm going to talk about is how, like, when you bring Hydro into the team, one of the main ways to control Yehoda's damage output is... Wow, we're getting pretty decent, I think. Now 28. This is 26. Okay, I probably don't even need to spend the last. What do I have? Okay, so 722, that's 7. If I get extra, 722. We might get 7. We could get lucky. You know what? Let's try to save a fragile. Try to save a fragile. I might need the Mora for might be using the fragile and Mora. Mr. left. Rip. All right, bye, Mr. Thanks for being here. I think I'm still in co-op mode, so this is still safe. But like Columbina's sustained Hydra application might be a problem for, like for example, if you want to it's not there. If you want to consistently do Yehoda Pyro DPS with like Yehoda, Durin, Official, or an Alpha, or whatever, if you use a long sustained Hydro application, you're gonna struggle, I would say, generally speaking, to get the Pyro infusion over on her skill over getting Hydro, because oftentimes Hydro ends up becoming the underlying element that's on the enemy, and her skill just, checks for elements that are on the enemy, and you just end up getting Hydro, and you're doing Hydro DPS Yehoda instead of Pyro DPS that can trigger the big vaporizes and whatever. It's not that Hydro can't do nothing, it's just, Yehoda's not going to be contributing nearly as much damage. And to do those setups, you kind of have to be able to control that. I don't know it's going to be a problem for sure, because like the rate of application that Columbina does might be perfectly fine. Might not cause any issues at all. So, yep. No, Singcho, you get no more chances, sorry. Layla, I really... Okay, maybe I should have given Singcho more chances. Layla, give me 2. Make up for the fact that you didn't give me anything with the other ones. Alright then. Alright then. Well. Lap. We will do 20 resin at a time. Matters only in the sense that Alice is introduced in the Archon quest? Okay. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what Columbina will do for DPS Yehoda. It should uplift the team in that Columbina just does a bunch of damage, but I don't know how... I need to reduce the volume. I don't know how good it will be on like a feel level, is my main question. Alright, there we go. Sorry, I was readjusting Genshin audio levels. Alright, in the system. TF Super Induct Yehoda will work? I think it can, yeah. The first thing that I tested on her was actually her on Thundering Fury. I don't think it actually makes sense, but she can reduce her skill cooldown. The problem with reducing Yehoda's skill cooldown is her uptime is so high on her damage that like reducing her cooldown doesn't really do anything other than increase her downtime, because you end up spending more time in her like charge up state. So there's just no purpose to it. What is Dia doing in this team? Damage. With my investment into Dia, I legitimately think she might be the best option I have if I don't want to on-field Durin. That is the whole point I was trying to figure out, was and why I tried this team in the first place. Cat, you are in the way. I can't see the number. He literally just stand up to stretch, which is cute, but I can't see the number, sir. You're in the way, sir. Oh, you're going back in my lap? Sure. Oh, no, or not. All right. I'm gonna lean. Okay, I have. You probably can't hear me as well because I'm leaning away from the mic. Let's see. I have 3 of those, and I have 3 of those. That is a whopping, not enough. Well, unless no, Layla, one more chance. One more chance, Layla. Come on. Uh-oh, now we can't go there. It's fine. You know what? We go to Sumeru, because that's where Layla is. Or maybe I should have used Eula, I suppose. Maybe that's what I should have done. Llama using Durin? With Llama and Durin? I mean, I made a Durin video with Llama Durin. You can do Llama Durin Virgin. You can do other things too, though. But yeah. At a baseline, though. You get a lot of Dendro Rush right as well. Anyways. Alright. Layla selected. Sorry, the cat was in the way. Yeah, that's fine. We don't need you to do that. We just need this one. You denied me for way more than 10 at this point, Layla. Okay. Alright. Alright, Layla. Alright, Layla. What was the team? Who was it? Someone suggested something with like Chiori with Durin earlier. I'm done to try, but I don't remember what it was. Akira. We're gonna get lost in a lot of another co-op adventure. I don't think I do. My apologies. I think I need to finish what I wanted to do this stream, and I can do so with my friends. That would have been funny. Alright, look, I'm tempted by C2 Durin, but I ain't gonna spend money for it, okay? That's all that was. That's all that was. Don't worry about it. C2 Durin grind, I'm considering it. I'm considering it. If I grind to earn C2 Durin, and then it's like... Then I'm just... I don't know. He's gonna become such a broken-ass character if I have C2, though. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. Emily, Chiori. Oh, is that what the team was? Vape, Dahlia with Durin. I mean, yes, but Dahlia does about 1 instance of damage. So, the Lanyon upscale. Exactly. Do the Archon quest on stream? Probably, yeah. Probably at least a Twitch quest. Or a Twitch quest. A Twitch quest. Twitch stream. We will be doing the Archon stream on the Twitch quest. If I select the right region. Back to the domain again. The 100th time. You already have C2 since all your support doesn't get that much more broken. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, my account's already inherently unrelatable. Why not go more unrelatable? But in the case of C2 St. Lolly, I didn't really purposely get it, at least. And that's my excuse. I purposely got C1. Alright, C2 Durin that good? Yes. But don't get baited by it's not as good as getting a new character, right? Gotta always remember that. Wait. Zabai calcs. I don't like. I don't know. It's a main DPS, and it's the first version of the beta. She seems probably too strong right now, but also not necessarily that strong. I've seen ranges, like very big ranges for her. If MiHoYo is targeting new Nocry DPSs in their best team. And like remember, if you have Zabai, Flynn's, and Nefer, each one of these characters' best teams uses Columbina. Everyone. You do not have all of these characters' best teams at the same time, right? But yeah, I've seen her from anywhere from 120 to 170. I don't know exactly. I haven't looked that closely at her kit to try to get a personal vibe on whether or not I think different people's assumptions are correct or not. But ultimately, like I think it's just she's going to be a strong unit. I think some people are assuming like some of the higher end calcs or like some people are assuming that she shouldn't even be like 140k because she doesn't have her bundle impact character yet. I've seen that going around. Because people are assuming that like Sandrone is going to be a best in slot. She's gonna be the Nefer to Llama, or sorry, the Llama to Nefer equivalent. Like Sandrone to Zibai is gonna be a Nefer but for Zibai. Sorry, a Llama but for Zibai. I don't think that's gonna be the case because one, Sandrone is rumored to not release until much later, and this doesn't match the pattern they've been going with bundle impact units with releasing the bundle unit the patch before. And also Zibai is releasing with a bundle 5-star Columbina and a bundle 4-star that you want C6 of if you want her premium team. So like the bundle is Columbina and C6 Alua, right? Like that is the bundle. They are doing bundle impact. Like this is a new DPS releasing and her best team is fucking the 3 units releasing this patch. This is bundle impact. I don't understand why people are assuming that she's going to get a new best in slot support this year still. I highly doubt it. I think her best team is intended to be available immediately. So, and C6 Alua and Columbina are her bundle impact. Anyways, so I don't know. Yeah, it like should she be 140k? I don't know. But you could argue no. I think it's funny seeing everyone discuss and like Doom post about the game's balance, like regarding a support being balanced this way, when I'm just like, I don't know, man. I brought up these concerns with Escoffier and how Escoffier is a very clear design indication that they are going to start making supports that are just vastly more powerful overall. And I thought like my problem with like I was more fine with Moika for the most part because she's a main DPS first and foremost, and I think the health of the game's balance as far as overall like how team building goes and what influences the kinds of content they design too is more on the strength of off-fielders, supports, whatever you want to call them, right? Units that are not the on-field main DPS, and because for a while, pre Escoffier, it primarily felt like they were just releasing stronger on-fielders, not stronger off-fielders, and I was fine with that balance. But the moment that Escoffier happened, it was like, oh no, they're just super increasing the power level of characters on average over time, in order to try to get people to pull for them more, and like. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was inevitable. This isn't surprising at all to me. I don't know this is exactly where it's going to end up. I don't know that Columbine is going to necessarily be like I think she might get nerfed is my point. But the more Columbina gets nerfed for her ability to make for overpowered, you know, new Omega spreadsheet calc DPS teams, the more they also nerf her utility for more fun things, right? Like, I legitimately, I think, saw Zajef say that her whole passive should be reworked. Her passive with her elemental reaction modification, with like making Lunar Charge tick more, and the chance for double hits on Lunar Crystallize, and the extra Verdant do. If they redo that passive, they annihilate what I think is fun about her kit to me. Not annihilate, but like heavily reduce what I think is fun about her kit. Like, I think she needs to have that modification gimmick to make a lot of her make sense to me, on not just the what kinds of OP as fuck teams that she enable, like just what kinds of fun teams does she enable on a baseline of I can play Columbina plus fucking Ningguang, right, and do fun things with Lunar Crystallize. So, right, I don't know, but yes. And complaining about her potentially power creeping things 3 days into beta, like if the character's really she is hitting 170k DPS 3 days into beta, she's just gonna get nerfed. There ain't no way she's 170k with all C0 and whatever. So I tend to prefer off-field supports being 4 stars that still age decently, retain more usability than 4-star DPSs. Yeah. So anyways, I like for me, it's like beating a dead horse, right? Complaining about the game's balance at this point. That's the reason I joke about it being a post-Escoffier world, because it's not that it was Escoffier alone. It was the conjunction of a lot of things that led up to Escoffier. But Escoffier was my realization of, oh, there's no turning back from here for how they're balancing things. If they're opening this door, this is how they're balancing supports, and now team building just becomes use newest hyper focus unit in a particular archetype, or just use whatever, right? So TC's probably overestimating how many lunar crystallized shots they get. Yeah, I'm not sure. We haven't seen clarification that there's a limit on cooldown for some of the procs, because the only thing we know right now as far as I'm aware is that it procs every 3 crystallizes, which also means it potentially scales in AoE really absurdly, but I don't know. Anyways, we'll see. Who was 170k? The new character next patch, Jibai. I believe that was like, was it a Vomfi calc? I don't know. Vomfi tends to make assumptions that calc higher than things are in practice, I would say. I mean, lots of TCers do, but I don't know who the calc was from originally, but there's been a big range for her. Anyways, what the hell am I doing? We are gonna go finish Yehoda, I guess. Wait, bruh, I just remembered. I was intending to mess around with Candace during the stream. Sorry. Have I missed anything interesting? I mean, I messed with this team, so I really like this team. If anyone has a lower investment Dia, try it out. Let me know. Again, the purpose of this team was at a baseline to do damage mode on Durin. I wanted to find what the last slot I liked for this team was, with damage mode Durin and new buff Mona, but like I couldn't think of anything until I thought of Dia for me. But that's Dia for me is because of how invested it is. Invested my Dia is with a level 100 and C6 and whatever at this point, right? So someone with like a C1, C2, C3 Dia, like a good Dia, like if you have a good Dia, let me know. And I'm curious how it performs for you. I really like how this performs overall. It has very minor gameplay issues, but overall it feels pretty good. Oh yeah, and also let me know if anyone tries, if you don't have a C2 Frina. I do think C2 Frina meaningfully helps here, at least for me. So, yep. 120, 140k as a flip and Meowtwo's. That seems more accurate. That seems more accurate. If Jibai gets heavily nerfed down to like 100k to 110k DPS, then that is an indication that she is going to get a new support in the future. But I don't think right now it makes sense to assume that. So this is a very standard con heavy team. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I do for sure think the relevance of including Dia here. Again, like part of the reason to include Dia here is like the niceness of the interruption resistance and entire dynamic of being able to constantly get vaporizes from both Dia's skill. So like literally C2 Dia matters here. And yeah, so it's going to vary significantly based on your Dia investment, not just build wise, but con wise. So rotation, I don't know that's ideal, but what I was doing was doing Farina E to start Hydro, get Dia E going, because it's nice for interruption resistance for doing the interruption resistance, in my opinion, is primarily necessary at the start of the rotation. And anytime you're using Dia, usually like when you're bursting on Dia, you use her E to start to get interruption resistance for your setups for all your characters, and then you're bursting on her and she doesn't get interrupted during burst. So you basically, if you're doing any kind of DPS Dia team, you have full interruption resistance, generally speaking, as long as you're smart with her skill uptime. And anyways, so I was doing Farina E into Dia E, first E, into Durin, E normal attack, Q, Durin dark mode. I haven't tested. It's possible that with my investment on Dia that his supported mode might be better actually, but anyways. And then Farina Q, and then Mona, I think Mona Q, normal attack, E, normal attack might be the fastest way to sequence her 4 normal attacks to extend her burst duration. But anyways, do some conjunction of Mona, EQ, 4 normal attacks to extend her burst duration, then go to Dia, burst on Dia. With C6 Dia, her burst lasts long enough that I actually have seen minor issues with overtaking with Pyro towards the end of her burst that I'm pretty sure won't happen with a non-C6 Dia. So in some ways, I think a non-C6 Dia will work minorly better. And then, yeah. And then that's it. So Yeah, you can test that. Yeah. I already did the dia testing early in the stream, so I mean I don't know what else there is to test in this team right now. Honestly, like it's a good team. I guess I could go and test light mode more, but I think I'd rather try to think of Candace for a second. So the thing I don't like with C6 Bennett with Durin is you can't just like utilize him to constantly get extra vaporizes and whatever. And I do think there's this somewhat odd. I wonder if we can do Bennett plus Durin plus Candace, because I think Candace infusion has priority, right?
To keep you safe.
And then I guess Mona. You know what? Let's try this. I want to try this because
This is destiny.
the idea here is we utilize Candace, and instead of, I don't know, is that relevant? I'm just trying to think, like, because like I don't know, the things you can do with Candace is you can do potentially some mix of getting forward vaporizes on his charge attacks in particular, actually, or you can mess around with doing just using him for Hydro to help keep up Hydro to properly vaporize on him or other units on the team potentially. So Candace would maybe be kind of interesting from the context of, well, we don't have a Hexarai character. You definitely want Hexarai if you're DPSing him. Sucrose, then who? Then Bennett? Or I mean, we could try Sucrose instead of Bennett. If you're talking replacing Candace, then maybe yes. The point is to try to find something fun with Candace, though. Like, and I did find, like, I gotta mess around more with the Nefer with Durin with Candace instead of Sing Cho, and trying to do faster rotations. I also kind of want to mess around with Chung Yun things, but I'm hitting the point where I need to end the stream to go do things with my friends. Yeah, Candace should overwrite Bennett. But anyways, we could try Sucrose.
I want to help.
That's fine. Even star is perfectly acceptable. Okay. And then Sands on Dia matter. I'm running HP. I tested attack time piece last night. I can tell you I don't think I got crazily different numbers on EM versus attack time piece. So I think it's fine to use whatever is your best piece. I didn't test HP timepiece. My HP timepiece is worse substat quality than my other ones. Durin, Emily, Candace, Bennett with Durin on burning set. Can we override the well, no, we wouldn't want to override the burning aura with Emily. I do like the idea, but yeah, that would just be Burgeon. That should work well for like on-field Burgeon driving, because that's a fun idea for sure. Yeah, maybe, but then we don't do Sucrose here. Yeah, it would just be Durin, Emily, Candace, Bennett. Yeah, that could work, and it could be fun. I think I don't know if it'd be better than Sing Cho though. It should be worse than Sing Cho, but it might function. It's a fun way to do an on field. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, is there anything I can do for vaporizing properly? I don't know. Lanyan, clearly. Or is it so hard to think of Candace things? Should I go back to the idea of Mona and Candace together? I feel like, I wonder if we do, maybe we do supportive mode Durin instead of DPS mode for DPSing him on field. And then okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try this.
Gonna be epic.
And the idea I have is we get Sucrose Burst Pyro Infusion for extra Pyro. And we get Swirls on top of that, right? For the buff. Still not bad. Overload might be, what do you mean overload might be better? For like Durin's damage? I mean, yeah. The point wasn't to do that as a Dia team. The point for me was to do that for a DPS mode Durin team that vaporize.
Benny's Adventure Channel.
Yes, yeah. It was a fun idea. We had to do the same title video. Chew. That's my 50-50 to ignore you. Yeah. That happened, Yuki. It's a functional team. Okay. Wait, do you have a C0 for now? It's good to know that it's functional at least at C0. C1, okay. A little bit better, but still, you know, it still has the same potential healing build-up issue. I don't know what your Mona build was, but okay, cool. Thanks for testing, Knockcat. Yeah, no Pyro Aura on the boss at any point makes sense, because yeah, I think primarily the vast majority of the time we had Pyro Aura was because of the extra duration from Dia's burst. Which is fine. It's a minor issue. C6 is overall still positive. It's a minor issue with C6 Dia that slightly reduces her value in that context. Did I finish crafting my thing? I don't remember if I did. Wait, let's just check. In our inventory. Overvape with Hydro Driver Durin? Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking potentially as well. It's just, it'd be more satisfying to me to get some, like the theory I have in my head is some weird mix of vaporizes from his bursts as well as forward vaporizes from his charge attacks, right? And it's like the balancing act between the two. That's kind of the vision I have in my head, I feel like, right now. But I don't know if that's very doable. Okay, yeah, I can craft one more. Okay. Rate the Hexen units, please? What do you mean by rate them? Official by nature of being a 4-star is the strongest one, but to some degree, Official's Hexen buff strength is tied to Durin. If you want to rate what I feel about them, I think the Mona buffs are the most fun one. Because she went from like a character who didn't make sense to now a character who makes sense and has a fairly unique identity in as far as her role. And I feel like what we've needed for Hydra units for a long time has been units with a unique identity. I do think it is unfortunate. Like, I think Mona needing double Hexerai really, really limits her utility for her new identity, though. Because old Mona basically still exists. Old garbage useless Mona still exists. Essentially. If you don't play double Hexerai. And it's like, okay, cool. So that limits her a little bit, which is unfortunate, but I don't know. About Albedo and Venti. I mean, I haven't played Albedo. Venti is, I think, specifically primarily compelling. There's some fun potential for animo DPSing. Like as a supportive utility for animo DPSing, that is. If you want to DPS Venti himself, it's cool that he has a kit that, you know, lets you play him in more context, and, you know, they tweaked him to make him work better in general, right? That's just good changes. Same thing with Klee. Albedo is interesting because he's a, you know, of his conjunction of buffs. I think he's particularly interesting potentially next patch with Lunar Crystallize. But, yeah, I don't know. Mona, I think, is the most interesting one. But it's all tangled up in the reliance of double Hexarai for most of them. So, what was I going to do? Oh yeah. No, I already did it. What am I doing? Okay, never mind. What do we do? Let's go here, I guess. Okay, we can try. Let's try Overvape with Hydro Driver, and then we can try.
Adventure time.
And we'll try this, of course. Okay, so we do this. We do this.
Teamwork is strength.
I don't know if supportive oriented mode makes sense. I didn't like put a proper set on Candace, and it's fine. Should do.
I am right by your side.
Overvape with, or sorry, no, I already read that. What do you think about Mona plus? Wait, what? From a Rio? Wait, what? What do you mean from a? What does that mean? What do you think about Mona plus Mualani? It's pretty good. It's good in a damage level. I think it's one of the more clunky Mualani teams I've played because it's really it's quite tight. I think on the timing of all the things in the rotation that I think makes it tricky to play relative to enemies doing fucking anything. Like I think trying to play it in this current Abyss cycle is a struggle. For example, I could clear with a lower investment Dia much more comfortably than I could clear with Mualani. So, with the Mualani Mona Sucrose team. But there's some contexts where it's going to really shine, and that's cool. So, I don't know. I'm really glad it exists. And yeah, I don't know. I have Mualani on my casual account. I'll probably try using it more seriously on my casual account, actually. Okay, should we do anything different this time? So let's do this. Let's try this. Okay, well, I meant to do damage with. God damn it. Good. Okay. Combat line's so mad, yeah. He's just a child having a temper tantrum in combat. Inferno Metal be better than Yunkai Tails for Monoto and a Mono Fire Orphe lighter team comp. I think theoretically, yes, but it's going to depend on the enemy a little bit. Speaking from experience of doing Orphe or doing lighter Jafuku and a little bit of Orphe lighter, it's going to depend on enemy context because some enemies. Well, if it's a fire weak enemy, I think the answer is yes, technically. But it might be weird to build around to get use of it. I don't know. I actually think Yunkai Tails is better on Monoto than I thought it was originally going to be, because of how optimizing his gameplay works. But it also definitely does have problems where it just isn't stacked very much most of the time. So yes, I think it should be better in that team context. I think. But not strongly necessarily. But I am not the ideal person to ask. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm just going to start with this. Right, and then we can do this. Okay. I mean, it's okay. As far as a low investment team goes, it's okay. As far as the potential Durin has as a DPS, it's very meh. Like, what happens if we throw in Mona?
This is how it must.
So we will. Let's see. Let's do you.
Decided by destiny.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Everybody stand back.
Wait. Yeah. So I wouldn't bother with sucrose here, but you know, put Yai somewhere in this comp. Yai, Candace. I don't know. Let's just try this.
Well, since you asked so.
Let's go. Overvape with Yai. I'm down. You have the field time flexibility. Why not? Do you team with Light Durin over Dark Durin? Seems to work as well, but even without C6, Pyro is starting to overtake it just at the end. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
I still have
The
so much
anti-anomaly
to
shield,
learn
just use
about
Yunquai, don't do that to yourself.
human
Yeah, that's true.
interactions.
That's true.
Like, where should I
The
put
anti-anomaly
my
build-up
hands
effects on
when I'm
enemies
nervous?
kind of F
I just really want to
some
make
of the
friends with everyone.
disc drives in Zenless. Okay, here, let's start with Yai.
Right now.
Okay.
Shadows of fate written in the stars. Ha! Ha! We shall.
I mean, that killed faster than using Bennett. So Bennett's a wash character, confirmed. That's clearly what that means. Yep, definitely has nothing to do with anything else. See my Yaya build. What is she on right now? However, she's C2, 2-piece, 2-piece skill, 2-piece attack, apparently. There you go. Yes, it's a very good Yaya build. This is not the best one I have available, though. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. That works actually pretty well. Maybe it is just an overvape route. Just hydro driver overvape. We could try. What happens if we use just like we kind of want Hexarai? Let's try. I'm curious. What if we just put a shit ton of Electro in the team? Right?
Behold, the Princess Endeavor.
Because we get 180 EM, we get 45% attack, we get EM from Anefa. Like this is a shit ton of buffing. Maybe it works. Maybe. We're gonna have to utilize Candace's front load hydro to its maximized extent. You said you would infuse Sucrose Burst to get my Pyro. Did I not do that? I thought I did that. Oopsies. Sucrose, if I didn't, then the Sucrose team might be able to do better than what I was doing there. Okay, do this.
Preparing for Duster.
Ain't no way. It keeps up. It keeps up, yo. Holy. Alright, we found one. This is great. A This is a Candace Infusion team that uses him to Hydro Drive to pair Fischl and fucking Anefa together. This is amazing, honestly. And you just put Candace on Noblesse in the future in this team with Durin on whatever. Yeah, he's on Noblesse right now for me, of course, but alright, we go to Abyss with this. This is too good not to try. Nefa's on Serenade, that's fine. We don't have the full Serenade buff up, but it'll be EM, why not? I just want to make sure you burst consistently. So not an EM type piece. Yup, there we go. Wow. Look, now she'll burst consistently. Seem could be very interesting with Columbine if she has enough off-field Hydra since you have Moonsign too. I mean, yeah, probably. Like Columbine should be better here, but I don't know. I'm just investigating things that give reason to like do something like, you know, charge attack spam on Durin and get value from the Hydro, and I think that's cool. So, and let's see how it works. And this is only a 2 5-star investment team as well. Yeah, we're just gonna brain off first side as normal. What is the ideal rotation though? I think you actually start with like Nefa E into Candace E. Into, well, you want a snapshot official, so yeah, I think you do like a Nefa E into Candace E into Durin, activate burst, then you do official, then you do, wait, official then snapshot her EM too. Shit. I think you just delay the Candace burst activation. I think you can do an Nefa EQ, Candace E, or Candace E first, doesn't really matter. Just to get electric charge going. Then you do Durin, and then you do official, and then you go back to Candace, go back to Durin. Maybe you do Candace or burst related than that. I don't know. Can't snapshot EM. Oh yeah, you can't. I forgot. Why do I always forget that? Not being able to snapshot EM is dumb as fuck, by the way, but whatever. That's fine. That makes things simple to play. So Candace, enough of E. I want electric charge or lunar charge going right away. So I'm just trying to model how much it matters when the timing of Candace burst makes sense. I think it's as soon as I do Durin burst is when I want Candace burst going. So I think it's Nefa. Just do a Candace E, Nefa. Candace E can be after Nefa. It's not that big a deal. And then official, and then Durin, and then Candace burst. Yeah.
All eyes on me. With one heart, we play.
Yep.
Look, the rainbow! Let's see what you're made of. It all falls into place.
Has anyone told Jeff yet that I was right about Nefer and Durin being able to work together? He should be happy about it too, because it uses fucking Xingqiu. And it uses his boy. Yeah, it's not that I think you always should do it, but it does absolutely allow Nefer to function, and then she can now adapt to pyro checks, which is pretty damn valuable in my mind. Alright, that, oh fuck, why did I do it? Well, I guess we're gonna find out how this goes. Okay. Alright. Ah shit. Whoopsies, wrong mode. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe it's better, I don't know. You do get red shirt for the others.
Preparing for dust-up. Installation chamber deployed. By royal you, we shall
Ow, ow, ow. God damn it.
ultimatum protocol.
Iframes and baloney. Well, other than the ouch, this works pretty damn well. Candace better than Mona. The the Mona's probably better, but Candace is a 4-star. And I like the idea of using Candace. I think the gameplay's more interesting. But also I think Mona does, I think, potentially have some problems in with the balance. Like you use the problem I have with Mona with Durin is it doesn't feel like, in most of the context, it doesn't feel like you are actually doing on-field DPS Durin that much, right? Yeah, I plan to pull Columbina. Does Durin make Raiden better? I'd say for most people, yes. Like so much when you're doing Mona Durin, like part of the strength of it, to be clear, is the damage that's happening without Durin being on field. It's just like it feels good, but that's why like I was like, okay, I'm enjoying Durin DPS more with Mona when I just let Durin be off field rather than have to think about him being on field more. That's why I like went into that Dia direction in the first place and thinking who to use on the last slot instead of on fielding Durin. So yeah, I don't know. Durin work with Fischl, Bennett, and Shivers. Yes, definitely. Okay. So this feels like I'm much more. I don't know why I did that. This feels like much more that I am actually using Durin on field, right? And you want to on-field him because we get the on-field EM buff from Anefa as well as the on-field Fischl buff, right? And we actually have a lot of buffs for only on-fielders in that team. Doesn't seem like it at a baseline because it's unintuitive. And we're not used to thinking about Fischl as an on-field buffer. And a lot of people undervalue or literally don't even know that Anefa has an EM buff for active characters in her kit. Alright, we have to not die. It's fine. I'm scared, that's why. You know, I should have activated Durin Dark Mode before. Whatever, that's fine. Oh. Okay, that's fine. I wanted to make sure I hit the things, so okay. Weird gameplay here. My bad. Yeah, my NF has about 170 ER, I believe. So Skyward's fine. You could definitely use a... You could definitely use, what's it called, to free yourselves from some of the energy needs if you want to be able to burst every rotation. The lack of people doing, oops, frick. Oh, he should have been dead there, that's my bad. I literally could have not done that one during E. I'm just trying to not waste energy. Please die, sir. Okay, I should have just, yeah, whatever. This team needs a Proto Ember so much? Not really. I just played shittily the first chamber. I didn't take a single hit of damage there, and this enemy does hit fairly hard. Just playing slightly more not stupid. So, anyways. DPS PMC last law instead of Dia? That could be fun. I'm not sure how well it'll do, because it's all just, it's a kind of all into damage bonus and no attack buffs. So for like for the purely attack scaling units, I think it might have some teething issues. That was dumb on my part. Okay.
Midnight Fantastic.
Okay.
initiate. You. On reveal. Hear my prayer.
Burning shadow.
Ultimatum protocol.
Cats are good.
Installation chamber.
Probably gotta talk to the vet about Mr. Sneezer. Because he's sneezing still a concerning amount, but he's having more mucus output too. This is a little bit scarier. Okay.
Your work. Preparing for Duxa.
As you wish.
Hear my prayer. You.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Burning shadow.
Annihilation mode.
I really like how this team plays. Yeah, I don't know. This is the first
We shall prevail.
on-field Durin team I've tried that feels like I'm properly putting him on field the most time possible.
Will I become a star in the sky?
Demio, my cats are a year old, according to my vet. As far as I said, they looked at my cats and they're like, these cats are a year old. So, you know, in death, Durin clears. Yeah, exactly. Lore accurate. He took down the abyss as he died. That's I don't. Is that what? That's not what happened with Durin, is it? But, anyways, I don't know. I like this team. Yeah, I think it's funny that it worked. I thought it would have more issues than it did, and it feels really good to just on-field Durin and not have to be like, oh, I need to not attack anymore. Like, too much of on-field Durin with C6 Bennett feels like, oh, gotta stop attacking in order to not interfere with my vaporizers from my pyro or from my burst, which is where the actual damage is coming from. So it just like C6 Bennett on-field Durin on top of the fact that if you want to use Mona, you don't have to. Like, I do think there are variants of like not double Hexerai variants in particular, like with Farina that felt fairly on field, but then still had issues in like needing to not be too aggressive with doing pyro charge attacks because too much pyro just interfere with things. So like vaporize on field Durin, whether it be with Mona or just most forms of C6 Bennett, and melt on field Durin all kind of felt like weird AFK teams in a sense. And weren't that satisfying. I don't know. This team was more satisfying on a level of just continue doing damage, and you see 100k hits from him again with like probably not ideal build situation, right? Especially factoring in the artifact set next patch. So yeah, and same idea with cryo. Some reason voice throws me off. Yeah, I can get that. It threw me off a little bit too, but I like it now. For what the personality they're going with, he's just a wee little baby in a semi-adult body. I think, I don't know. It's a small boy. He's a small dragon boy who doesn't know how to be a human. I think they landed on that effect pretty well. Durin, Chungyun, Mona, maybe, yeah. Can we apply enough cryo to do melts with him? If we can find something with the Chungyun that feels like that feels like an active melt playstyle, that'd be awesome for sure.
My demon expelling mantra is ready.
Yeah, official probably is definitely a no here. Mona might work. Mona may indeed might work. And I guess we just try to see Lolly. So the
I'm never late.
damage numbers might be unrelatable here, but maybe that is just the play.
It
I
is
did.
as the
Someone sent me
stars
footage,
fall
by the way, of doing Chungyun, Zhongli, Chungyun, Zhongli, Albedo, I believe. Don't have Albedo, unfortunately. So, yep. Layla for shield. I mean, yeah, Layla for more relatable version, and you probably still have enough cryo. But, yeah, if we can see how it works without using Seat Lolly at all in the rotation, right? And then we'll see how it works with using Seat Lolly. If we can sustain cryo application for melting his burst without using Seat Lolly, then the Layla will definitely work here. Just less damage because Seat Lolly do Seat Lolly things. Yep. Thoughts on Jibai and Columbina kits? Jibai looks like a new main DPS to pair with the reaction thing that they've been doing every single time they did it. So I don't know. She's just a new main DPS, and she looks like she might be interesting to play. I don't know, actually. You know what? No, I think she looks boring as fuck to play. Can I say it? I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure she just is boring because you just normal attack spam, no? As far as I understand. And like she doesn't have, I don't like characters that like actively don't want to ever dodge, personally. Like maybe she has like infinite interruption resistance. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's any nuance to her combos because all of her damage just happens on like the procs of the lunar crystallized damage. So I don't think there's gonna be interesting combos. And she has interruption resistance, and you just normal attack spam. And a heavy limit on her. She does have not full interruption resistance. She just Geo Skirk. Okay, but Skirk has a lot of interesting nuance for like when you actually do certain kinds of cancels. At minimum with like canceling her N5 animation, and then when you time like doing charge attacks and Q activation, and nuance with when you like how to min-max her bursts relative to like enemy stall phases. Like Skirk has a bunch of nuance in actual practice that is super fun. Like she's just kind of boring, I think, right now. So that if you want, that's my overall take. But she has nice looking animations. I like her design. Knowing my luck, I will end up going for like C2 Alua, and then the game's gonna poop 3 Zabais on me. So I don't know. Maybe I'll take it all back. I don't like. It's not that I don't value sometimes having a unit that just feels good to play, but I don't know. She doesn't have anything going for her right now that's interesting to me. For shenanigans or whatever. If I want to do lunar crystallized shenanigans, I'd much rather do that with other Geo units. So, But yeah, I don't have any problem with Geo getting a new strong main DPS though. That's fine. I just think her gameplay is boring and not at all the kind of thing I like. I like when units can be simple to play, like you can just normal attack spam on them. You like Skirk like Escoffier, or like Escoffier, like Skirk like Arlecchino, but they need to have more nuance in actual practice for me to feel like they're engaging long term, and it seems like she doesn't have that. So there's part of the problem I had with Flynn's, by the way, where Flynn's has so little nuance in his gameplay. He's quite boring. The only thing that makes Flynn's interesting to play to me is when you play him without a sustain. Right? If you do Flynn, especially both post buff Fischl, like I am interested in Flynn's now because I think I would really enjoy Fischl, Flynn's, Sucrose at a baseline. And then you have to either use Ino, of course, or Columbina, which is actually potential downside there. But well, actually, okay, as an alternative to Sucrose, I could put in Durin, which is nice. So I could do Fischl, Durin, Columbina, or Ino plus Flynn's. Either way, same difference of like leaning into like his downtime into his damage output in order to just like be able to be smart with dodging, and I think that's cool. So yeah, Columbina, I think she's interesting. I like that she's a weird ass, unit who's gonna do different elements of type damage. And I think there's gonna be fun shenanigans with her being the enabler for Lunar Crystallize, and I think it'll be cool that she can be a Lunar Bloom. I like that because Nefer, right, is a Lunar Bloom DPS, but she turns off the Bloom reaction. It means you can't do some things that could have been fun with her, like, but that's how she's balanced, right? She's balanced around turning off the reaction and in favor of buffing her more. She's the most hyper carry that ever hyper carried. You do a Bloom team around her, but she says, no, fuck your Blooms. I'm me and I want all the damage. Where Columbina is, she can do Lunar Bloom damage, she can be a Lunar Bloom carry, but then also still do normal Bloom things, and that's cool. We're chilling in voice chat in case you still want to join for something. Yes, I will shortly, Caleb. Thank you for popping in. So I'm gonna end the stream with doing this one run testing with Chung Yun. We'll see if we can enable like a more active playstyle, because normally on-field Durin melt basically requires AFKing on him. So let's see if this works.
This dance is for you.
What am I doing?
By the frostman of old. First,
Oh, yep. Okay. Why I swapped Nilu. Should I be a def skill? That means it's going to be hard to die on her. Yeah, she's going to be very tanky. Like, she's going to be a very, very comfortable unit to play. But like, as far as comfort units to play that are very tanky, I think, I know it's a hot take. I think Dia is balanced around the fact that she's like basically impossible to kill with an invested build. Like, she just cannot die. And I think she does less damage to account for that, and I think that's a good thing. On top of being standard banner, obviously if she was limited, she would be stronger, I think. But like, Dia can be boring to play, but I think Dia is more interesting from a how you balance the whole team standpoint with, you know, and with the interaction of Pyro with whatever other elements, because Pyro does a lot of things that interact with other elements. Geo, while Lunar Crystallize is interesting, doesn't have that nuance of interaction. And yeah, I don't know. Jabai is just going to be like a strong comfort, boring DPS, I think, and that's fine. There's value to those units existing in the game. So, all right, what the fuck is the rotation? Start with burst on Durin, I think. I don't think we really need the cooldown reduction on Durin at all. I mean, no, I don't think we do, because his burst lasts too fucking long. So I think we just need to min-max the cryo uptime, right? So I'm gonna just do one Seat Lolly East to start here to get a shield and to get scroll buff, but I'm not gonna burst because I want to see if just Chung Yun infusion can fuel this, right? So I think we burst on Durin, we Seat Lolly E, we Mona E, normal attacks, Chung Yun, do Durin on field. That's the idea.
Delve into destiny. Fate is upon you.
Okay, 1, 2.
Swift and merciful. Spirit blade.
Have cryo. Oh, it definitely had cryo, I think, because we saw. Okay, I think it works.
Get to work. Written in the stars.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, okay.
A touch of frost. Submit,
I think it works, guys. Holy shit. Alright. Let's redo now with Seat Lolly. We can actually patch to start playing in 2.3. Without Seat Lolly, I've been doing Durin into Mona into Chung Yun. Okay. The only reason to do, yeah, I just wanted Pyro to start. I guess we can just say fuck the scroll buff, honestly. Especially with the C2 Seat Lolly. I'll just like start with Seat Lolly and then do Durin into Mona. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of that. You weren't even getting the Omen buff and enemies kept dying? Yeah, no, yeah, the Omen buff up was not up properly. It's not too surprising, but what we were testing there was just, yeah, whether or not Chung Yun could, there we go, okay. Whether or not Chung Yun with the little bit of cryo from just spamming charge attacks fueled melts, and it did indeed, which I'd like. Because again, the goal is to like, not that it's like better than doing just C6 Bennett and then AFKing, because C6 Bennett is broken, because, you know, Bennett buff go burr, but you don't need to do the maximum damage possible, and I think it's lame to just AFK, and I think this is much more interactive and fun. Plus there might be some min-max you do around the cooldowns, but that's kind of weird because you have to then do another E. Well, I guess you could do Sack Sword, couldn't you? I don't know. Sack Greatsword, that is. Anyways, let's just do you to start.
Suffer the wrath of Eastling!
Okay, this.
Shadows of fate! Fate is upon me!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Spirit blade. Attack.
Oh, no omen buff here. On 35k with no omen buff. Nice. Oh, I think that E made us take over with Pyro. Interesting. Okay.
Get to work!
Okay, it's fine.
Time to end them!
I really prefer
With my blade.
being able to. Whoops, not you. Save the buff. There we go. Nice. Okay. Okay. This is really fun. Okay. Do this.
Lolling! East Papa!
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Written in the stars!
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Submit for judgment.
Look at that. We're getting 200k mounts with this. With no attack buffer, bruh.
Not yet.
Alright.
Show no mercy! Suffer the wrath
But this is C2 Sinal. I want to emphasize. We are using C2 Sinal here. What am I doing?
into destiny! Fate is
Oh wait, I forgot to. Whoops. That's what I forgot to do. I was like, why is the shield still? Yep. No, that makes sense. God damn it. Okay, well, I'm being dumb. Now. Okay, well, that was scuffed ass gameplay.
East Papa! Get him!
Making off field melt? No, the entire point of this is to do on field melt.
Let me scrap!
But utilizing. Because the problem I have.
With my blade.
Okay, so we just do this.
Away from me.
Show no mercy!
No particles. Okay. The whole point of this. That was terrible gameplay, by the way. But the whole point of this was just to be like, okay, can we have a Chongyun Infusion team? Can we have a team where we get to do Melt Durin, but we actually on-field Durin? And because you want to on-field Durin, not AFKing, right? Because you can Melt Durin off-field, and you can Melt Durin on-field, but like off-field is off-field, and then on-field with C6 Bennett is just AFKing. And that's not particularly interesting.
With one heart,
What the fuck? This enemy is bugged as hell, man. Ain't no way. I did 2 fucking charge attacks. Ain't no fucking way my blooms did more damage before I started doing Lunar Bloom damage. I saw like 100k. I got like 100k lunar damage before the shield went. This is not the first time it's happened.
for the everlasting forest. Forest, protect.
Can't hide the truth. No more lies. Seek within.
Yeah. So, anyways, the point of playing Chongyun is not. I think it is the optimal DPS Durin team, but you certainly don't need the optimal DPS Durin team in the vast majority of content. And I think most people considering playing DPS Durin are going to want to feel like they're doing something with him on field, right? I'm sure there's some appeal to some people for, you know, the value of AFKing, I guess, but Dash.
Shadows of fate.
Swift and merciful. Submit for judgment.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Well, shit. Don't worry about it.
You two. Cut. Let me scrap.
Energy? I didn't have energy issues at all before. What the hell happened? Ah! Okay, well, that's not ideal.
A touch of
Decided
Okay.
by destiny.
Well, everything's gone wrong. I blame this enemy. Oh, I blame this enemy. Okay.
Shadows of fate.
I guess. I just want to wait though. Okay. Okay, let's see. So do this.
Suffer the wrath of Eastleigh.
Okay, I think this one is a much more clunky team for sure.
Written in the stars.
Okay, do.
Submit for justice. Absurd.
Now.
My strength
Well.
is far.
But also this enemy is clunky as fuck. So, with 5 million teams in the game, but anyways, it's also clunky because it, you know, spawns its things, it puts pyro on it, and yeah. Anyways, this could be obviously improved, but can't say I can recommend this team for this is I suppose what that means. But it is, I think, viable in a generalized sense. Although I do think the enough official Candace is going to be more viable on average, is my vibe.
For the everlasting forest. Forest?
Chongyun Q, Durin QE, Seat Lolly EQ, Mona. Okay.
Can't hide the truth.
Why? Spring?
You poor lost lamb.
No more lies.
Yeah, I know the regular wounds are not doing insignificant damage, it's just... I don't quite know why 1 out of every, like, 50 attempts that happens. Anyways, okay, so... Drinking Q into Durin QE and 1. Well, if we do it in Q to start, we go purity mode. I think we have to do E. EN1Q. I don't know if we can mount Q, but structure on Chongyun, right? Yeah, that's true. But anyways, let's test the rotation. Because anyway, but yeah, if you QE N1 here, Durin's gonna be in light mode for the first rotation. Not in dark mode. He switches to dark mode after the burst, but the burst itself doesn't switch mid burst. It's just he switches into dark mode. It switches his next burst. But anyways, so for the first rotation, I'll do EN1Q instead. All right. Okay. EQ.
Does this make
Oh, well, he dead.
good end?
Okay. That was cryo freeze throughout, was it? What a cursed team. It is kind of cursed. It is kind of cursed.
With one heart, we pray.
Yeah, this is the last team I'm testing for the end of the stream because my friends be waiting on me.
Can't hide the truth.
Actually doing a short stream for once.
The deception ends here. It all adds up.
Ow. Really? No, that's what I get for not using llama.
Poor lost lamb.
No more lies.
You know what would have been funny in my llama list clears for Nefer? If I did my llama list clears with llama in the team, but just don't use llama. Okay, try this again.
Suffer the wrath of evil. Fate is upon you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 200k. Don't die. Okay. Wait for you to wake up, bozo. Alright. now that he is... Oh, we don't have Q built. Well, then we won't. I was going to say we could Q before now. We don't have the energy for it. Don't die. Oh my god, what the... Ah, fucking energy, Jesus Christ. Okay, well... Ah, shit, man. God damn it. Not the... Okay, well... I want to do a real rotation, so... We're just gonna restart everything by waiting 10 years. Okay, you know what? We can test your hypothetical rotation by getting his energy up. Alright, Alright. Really, bro? I haven't seen you do that mode in years. Alright, Q. Q. Don't. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Fuck.
The scourge of
I
evil.
should have just done normal attack before whatever. Okay. Proto Amber Sea Lolly for real? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it would be nice.
For the everlasting thirst.
Can't ride the fruit. It all falls into place. Three on. It all adds up. It all falls into place.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of forgot he did that too. Alright. That.
Show no mercy. You two. Written in the stars.
Normal attack, E, normal attack, and that. 259k. Nice. Alright, very nice. Okay, and this time we'll just do this. We'll wait for Bozo. Do this, I guess. Get some particles. Why did I had like no energy problems the first rotation, no? Okay. Bro. Alright. Q. No. God damn it. Okay, we're doing this early then.
Suffer the wrath of evil. Shadows of fate decided by destiny.
1, 2, 3, 4.
A touch of frost.
Show no mercy.
Don't have enough energy on Chungyun, but that's not the team's fault. Alright, let's do this.
You two. Time to end them. Delve into
God damn it. Oh, whatever, okay. So energy needs would need to be figured out. But overall, obviously when the team works, it works pretty damn well. We just need to figure out the fucking energy. Being really fancy, we can do probably go Mona E Durin E N1Q Mona Q N4 Chungyun E Durin. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's true. Catch more particles in Mona. Yeah, so there's things to figure out there. That's a fun one though. Like we had up to freaking 250k on a melt. This weird ass team. I don't know. This is far more satisfying to play for a melt team. Weird as it is, and again C2 Silali, but far more satisfying to play overall as far as fuel goes than just AFK on field with Bennett. So yeah, and with no attack buffers. I assume there's a good chance that attack goblet is generally best in slot here. Not that I've min-maxed his build or anything around that, and yeah, Chungyun would need a different build. Mona would ideally need some more fucking energy. So, yep. Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, Durin continues to be fun. We found something to do with Chungyun, Candace, Dia. Like, you can kind of, he's the type of unit that it seems like you can have an idea for and find something fun with. So, anyways, thanks for watching. That's all for the stream. I'm gonna go do some stuff with friends. Might have a Yehoda video tomorrow, but bye-bye YouTubes. I suppose we can raid someone on Twitch real quick though.